watching Metro Sports on Time Warner Cable, home of the Dallas Desperados.
From the American Airlines Center in Dallas, welcome to Dallas Desperados football on Time Warner Cable Metro Sports. Tonight, the Dallas Desperados and the Arizona Rattlers. My name is Wally Lynn. This is hip-hop coach Joe Avizano, who's into his groove tonight.
Oh, I am.
And so are those Dallas Desperados. They're 9-1, going for that 10th win tonight. It sounds strange to say it, Coach, but they're doing this with defense. They continue to.
We talk about Dozell all the time because he's a star, but the defense has allowed them to be 9-1. Now, they're going to be tested tonight because Will Pettis isn't playing. They've got a new starter in Franklin, a new starter in Perry in the secondary, and a new starter at Jack linebacker, David Dixon. That depth is going to be challenged tonight.
Let's talk about Arizona for a minute. They come in at 4-6. They're a very young team. They've got a first-year head coach. And this is one of those teams that they're guaranteeing their fans that they're going to get to the playoffs, or they're going to give their season ticket holders their money back.
Well, their money's safe this year because the American Conference is not real good record-wise. They're third in the conference with a 4-6 record. If they were in the National Conference with Dallas, they'd be eighth. The reason is that their history is gone. Danny White, great head coach, Hall of Fame head coach, Dallas Cowboy quarterback, 2 world championships with the Arizona team. He's gone. Cooper's gone. Bonner's gone. Gatewood's gone. Their history is gone. What they have left is Smoker at quarterback, Burley at receiver, Gaines at defensive end, and they've turned the page, and now they're in a new era.
Well, Clint Dalzell, you just saw him on your screen. He passed, he threw his 901st touchdown pass last week. And we talked to Will McClay about his history with Clint Dalzell. Here's what the head coach had to say.
It's a big deal to me because he came in the league in Milwaukee. I was a young assistant coach. He was a guy running around with a flock of seagulls haircut, running around playing receiver because he wasn't the starting quarterback at that time. But you got to see his competitiveness and then to see him grow within the league and the longevity of it and all the great things that he does. It's, and I think he'll throw for 1,100. If you're a dominant team, if you're a boxer and you're Muhammad Ali, you come out every round to knock your opponent out. You don't take one out because you'll get knocked out. So we want to just be consistent in all phases of the game, every player on every play. It's not perfect. The other team gets paid too, but we feel like we're better, and if you expect better, you'll get better.
Well, there's Will McClay talking about that's his State of the Desperados address, I guess.
What kind of haircut was that Dozell had?
We got hip-hop and flock of seagulls into the broadcast already. I don't know if that means we're skewing younger or older. Down to the field, we check in with the great Drew Pearson. Drew.
Thanks, Wally. This home field has been good to the Dallas Desperados here at the AAC, having won 17 consecutive games, and they certainly would like to improve on that tonight. And if this home field crowd has anything to do with it, they'll certainly improve on that consecutive winning streak, but also improve on their league-leading 9-1 record. I'll be down here on the sideline giving you updates as warranted. Now back to you, Wally.
Well, thank you, Drew. And that 9-1 record now surpasses Philadelphia because the Soul have lost 2 in a row. They blew a 21-point lead last week in the last 2 minutes against Georgia.
And that's the thing about arena football. It's like tonight. Arizona is not as good as Dallas. But because it's arena football, you got the iron, you got the nets, you have the ability for the upset. It's a high-scoring game. All the rules are set up for the offense to be successful. Well, now Dallas has a couple new starters in the secondary. Well, now you got potential to have some problems. So it makes it interesting no matter what. And we'll have some excitement here tonight as both teams will be eager. Arizona's eager to save money, get in the playoffs, so they don't have to refund season ticket holder money. And Dallas controls their destiny. No one game is any more important than the other.
Well, Eric Houle will kick off for Arizona. Josh Bush is deep for Dallas, and he's a pretty healthy return man. He averages about 19 per return, so that's a strength back there for Bush.
And Bush has done this for 4 years now in the league, and he is a very capable return, very quick with good speed.
Well, we're ready to go, and thanks for coming along with us tonight as Houle's kick goes to Bush. Got a hole, and he is gone. How about that?
Like I said, Wally, he's quick with good speed, and he's done this before. That's not his first rodeo. Josh Bush, who had been out with an injury, came off of injured reserve, and now with Will Pettis being down, he is the backup receiver at all three spots. He's the backup defensive back at all three spots. He's the main returner. What a start to the ball game.
57 yards on the return.
Wow.
And he's currently our star of the game.
Yeah. I mean, that's a wow. That's just you hardly catch your breath.
Here's Hamilton's extra point attempt. 9 of 9 last week, and he hits this one out of the hole to Chris Sanders, and that didn't take long, did it? Here's a look at it, Coach.
Yeah, and that's the downside of a kick not hitting the net. When the kick doesn't hit the net in the Arena Football League, then that returner is on those coverage people really quick. Break one little seam and you're gone. The ball has got to be kicked off into the net or the iron, or else it's going to mess up your coverage.
Wow, what a start for Dallas. 7-0 Desperados lead it.
Well, that Coach McClay, he draws up a good kickoff.
Boy, does he ever. I tell you what.
Now, talk about depth. What a quality team Dallas has. It's because Coach McClay is one of the best personnel guys that I've been around. He knows players. He knows where they are. And this Dallas team has lost. They've got injuries through this season, but they've been able to plug people in and be successful. And that's a great example with the kickoff return.
Well, Trandon Harvey is deep for the Rattlers.
And he's got 3 returns for touchdowns.
Yes, he does.
This year.
454 yards in returns.
But Dallas leads the league in kickoff coverage. They lead the league in the most times the opponent starts inside the 10. They lead the league, and the opponent's only averaging like 14 yards a return.
So here's Remy Hamilton to kick it away with 14:08 left in the first. One play in the game so far.
That's the way the kickoff's supposed to go.
And Harvey is upended at about the 10.
Very nice job by Franklin. Franklin is the new defensive back who hasn't played in 2 years. Last week was the first game he'd played in 2 years because of injuries, and now he's the starting corner. And that was good leverage on the kickoff and a good tackle.
The Rattlers lost their starting quarterback, Lang Campbell, last week to a knee injury, and so they go back to Jeff Smoker, who is their quarterback. He has started 3 games this year. And we'll give you the starting lineups after this play. His favorite receiver is Burley. There's one thrown into the stands.
Oh, no, we got a little problem here now, Wally. Pressure by Colton Weatherington, and he just went down. A non-contact injury.
That is not good. There's a look at the starters. DeVoe and Burley and Harvey, the wide receivers.
A non-contact injury. He just about sacked the quarterback and went down grasping his knee.
We're going to take a quick timeout, and we'll come back and get an update, hopefully, on Colston Weatherington. 7-0 with 13:38 to go in the first. And you're watching Dallas Desperados football on Time Warner Cable Metro Sports.
People who have AT&T's UVerse TV have discovered a problem.
Honey, I'm trying to watch the game.
Well, I'm trying to watch my movie.
My game.
My movie.
Game.
When one TV set gets an HD signal, the other doesn't.
Game.
Movie.
Game.
Movie.
But with Time Warner Cable's digital service and advanced fiber network, you can enjoy free HD programming in as many rooms as you want.
My game.
My movie.
Time Warner Cable.
Yeah! Come on now.
Don't miss Arena Bowl 22, New Orleans. For tickets, call 1-866-AFL-TICKS.
7-0 our score. Here's the injury to Colston Weatherington.
See, Right there. Right there. You could see his left knee just buckle. This is such a strange game. It's such a physical game, and yet so many injuries to knees happen when there's no contact whatsoever. You just come down wrong. It's not the turf. It's not this. It's not that. It's just a simple fact that sometimes the knee just wasn't made to be messed with like it does in football. Well, we've got Pettijohn going to defensive end, and Thurman, their starting wide receiver, playing the jack linebacker.
Second down, and Smoker to the left side, caught by Burley at about the 20.
And I'll tell you, Wally, this Dallas defense now is challenged like it hasn't been challenged all year. The injuries now, it's not just one or two guys. This is 4 new guys out of 8.
Up front, Weatherington out right now, and there's a look at the revamped secondary as well as the linebackers. So first down now for the Rattlers after the catch by Sia Burley. 11th all-time in AFL receiving. And caught over the middle by Harvey. That's going to be another, or close to, a first down.
Almost an interception by Jermaine Jones. Went for it, didn't quite get it. Jermaine Jones is the longest running Dallas Desperado in terms of years of service.
In Smoker's 3 starts, 18 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. And Burley is the man in motion. There's Burley. And down to the 13, or to the 12 rather. And just short of the first down.
Just one of those standard little hooks that are open all the time in arena football. If you can throw and catch it on time, good job there. You know, Wally, one thing comes to mind. I'm surprised that Smoker can play the indoor game.
I get it. 2nd and 1. And flags all over the place. Yeah, they don't allow that Smoker indoors. Let's go down to the field and check in with Drew on Colston Weatherington.
Thank you, Wally. Colston Weatherington, the 5th-year veteran from Central Missouri. He pretty much got off the field on his own power, but they did take him back into the locker room. They're going to examine him, and his return right now is questionable.
Thank you, Drew. That play right there where you saw Pettijohn jump offside, that's because of the injury and Duke having to go play
offside,
a different position.
number 45. That penalty is declined. Illegal defense, number 50. That penalty is accepted. 5 yards, automatic first down.
To rush the passer, but now he's going to have to line up there down after down, and it's different.
Well, with the flag, it'll be first down and goal now. And the ball is on the 6. So Burley will be your man in motion. Smoker. Flushed and throws it away. And the pressure from Dale Stewart, who was the player of the week last week. Sack in the end zone for 2.
Yeah, you mentioned Burley being in motion. Burley's been one of the top receivers in this league the last few years. He played in Utah for Coach Danny White and caught way over 100 passes both years. Then came to Arizona. Also came through the Cowboys when I was there in one of our training camps. A very nice receiver.
DeVoe and Burley to the left. Smoker throws. Incomplete. And Bobby Perry there defensively.
Perry didn't know where the ball was, but here's the ball thrown up there high. Perry doesn't know where it is, and that ball should have been caught, actually. Glad it wasn't, though, as far as the Desperados are concerned. Because now it brings up a 3rd and goal. They can stop them here, make them kick a field goal, although I don't know that they will kick a field goal. That'll be a big thing.
Trip receivers left. Smoker looking, throws it away again. And Pettijohn with the pressure.
Pettijohn can do this now. He can rush the passer. Duke, when he played at Syracuse, he did rush from the defensive end spot a lot of times with his hand on the ground. Very good effort by Duke. It wasn't that he just beat the blocker, it was just his sustained effort.
Well, they're going to go for it. 4th down and goal from the 6. Harvey split right.
Field goals don't do it, Arizona any good against Dallas.
Smoker looking. Intercepted.
And it was all caused, Wally, by the pressure on the quarterback.
Andre Thurman with the pick.
Now, Andre Thurman hasn't played the jack linebacker at all this year, but because of injuries, he had to go in. Now, the pressure on the quarterback caused the whole play to develop.
We've got a timeout on the field. 9:18 to go in the first. 7-0 Desperados. And you're watching Desperados football on Time Warner Cable Metro Sports.
DVR?
High definition TV.
My idea.
It came from right here.
In like 4th grade.
On demand? I had that idea like 20 years ago.
I even did a sketch. I've got a prototype here somewhere. Super secure internet.
Yep, I designed it in my mind.
An idea's God.
I'm a genius.
I'm probably sure you thought about it.
Kind of like Time Warner Cable's bundle, which was my idea. By the way, I'm not telling them what the next one is. It's a secret.
Remember when we were fascinated by this sound? Racing onto the internet through a
dial-up phone modem. Woo! We thought that was fast. Until competition came from cable and they set the internet on fire.
Goopy!
Movies and music and pictures.
Just like that.
Cable fixed TV, the internet.
And now phones.
En un solo pago. Cable competes.
We win.
9:18 to go, first quarter, 7-0 Desperados, and two of the newcomers, Josh Bush and Andre Thurman, coming up with huge plays for Dallas in the first 5 minutes.
Two guys that have been out most of the season in reality. Thurman played in the first game of the year, broke his hand, and then was out and just got back into the active roster the last couple weeks. So he's been a receiver. He played 14, started at 14 games last year at wide receiver for Dallas. To play the jack linebacker and come up with that play. Now, Smoker was rushed by the pressure by Pettijohn and the rest of the front people. So as long as you get pressure like that, you got a chance to make plays. Now Dallas has got the ball and a chance to jump ahead here.
First offensive play of the game. And here's Josh White. He needs 1 yard, and he may have just gotten it. To get into the top 10 all time in AFL rushing. There's your graphic on the screen there. I don't know if they're going to give him one or not.
I think he's a half yard away from getting into the top 10, Wally.
You're going to have to go back and review all his carries to see if he actually reached that top 10. Thurman is your man in motion. Trip receivers. And Dalzell, there's Nash running away and down to the 14.
Uh-oh. Now Armstrong comes up limping, but I think he's going to be okay.
15 yards on the Marcus Nash reception. And there you see the front, Dotsey, Chase, and Callahan, who had a touchdown last week. Nash, Armstrong, and Thurman, the receivers.
And I hope Chase holds up this game. He's gone out a number of games this year with nitpicking injuries. And
Dalzell looking. Nash.
That should
incomplete.
Be
There's a flag.
Interference, and it was. Good call. And not a bad job on the defender because he knew he was beat. And that would have been a touchdown. So you've got to commit the penalty under those situations.
Half the distance to the goal, automatic first down.
This is one of the things I always loved about arena football. Thurman makes the interception playing defense. Comes back, plays offense, makes the catch, playing offense. Just, I love the two-way play, potential two-way play of the arena football athlete.
There you see the starting defensive lineup for the Rattlers. They're a very young football team, as Coach Joe said earlier. Dalzell pressured right away, and he is absolutely drilled, but it doesn't matter.
Almost got in the end zone. What a great effort. Two guys had him.
We still...
He spun away. I think he's on the 1 yard line, half-yard line.
Yeah, they're going to give him the half-yard line. Wendell Gaines with the pressure right away, right there. And, of course, that made the hot receiver on that right side, Coach.
Yeah, because they didn't block White, so Gaines had a free reign, but we got rid of the football, and that's the way the play is designed.
So with 6:50 and counting to go in the first, second down and goal. And now Dallas is going to take
Dallas,
a
their
timeout.
first charge timeout. This is also a media
him.
timeout.
I've talked about this all year. I hate when you waste timeouts like this.
7-0 the score, Desperados up, and you're watching Desperados football on Metro Sports.
Turns out Verizon Fios charges serious cash for service calls. But when my bill comes from Time Warner Cable and I see they don't charge me for service calls, I get real choked up. You know, like at the end of a sports movie when the team wins. Only this time, I'm the team.
Mike.
Yeah.
You all right?
Yeah.
All right. Free service calls? Verizon Fios doesn't have them. Time Warner Cable does. Time Warner Cable, the power of you.
Time Warner Cable Metro Sports is the official home of the Dallas Desperados. Watch live home games and get exclusive behind-the-scenes access on Channel 185 and on demand. The Dallas Desperados are looking for a big win over the Philadelphia Soul. Don't miss any of the action starting at 7 p.m. Saturday, June 7th. The Desperados and the Philadelphia Soul, live only on Time Warner Cable Metro Sports. Your team here.
Second and goal for the Desperados. 6:41 to go in the first. Wally Lynn, Joe Abizano with you, as the Desperados try to move to 10-1 on the season.
And Wally, we just noticed that Jeff Chase went out. Doesn't look like he's necessarily hurt. He has been a lot this year, but that means that on offense now, Dotsey goes to center, Reddick comes in and plays guard, and now any backup offensive lineman is the defensive starter, Winfield Garnett.
Well, I see Colston Weatherington. He's down there walking, so that's good news.
Oh, it's awful good news. And he looks like he's walking pretty good. Hopefully it was just a scare, which it certainly is, not only to that young man, but to coaches and Desperado fans.
Second down and goal. Armstrong and Nash on the left side, and this is Josh White stood up. Nowhere to go on that play.
It's hard to run the football in the Arena Football League, period, but on the goal line it's especially hard. And that time they just sensed that White was going to get the ball. Now White's got to get a couple more yards to get into the top 10 since he just lost a couple.
Great play by Jerry and James, the Jack linebacker on that play. 6 foot 190 out of the University of Houston, his third season in the Arena League. Motion from Nash. And Dalzell has to throw that one away as there was pressure again. Well, that time coming from Dustin Barno.
Yeah, they used the play action pass where they faked the White that time, and none of the receivers were open, and he had to get rid of it before he got hit. You see right here, fake to White. He's looking to the left, nobody's there, throws the ball away, and would have been a miraculous catch by Thurman, and he just wasn't able to do it.
So here we go, fourth down, and the Desperados are going to go for it from the 2. Dalzell looking incomplete, intended for Thurman underneath, and so the Rattlers get a very important stop, at least at this point.
Well, that was very disappointing for Dallas. That wasn't a very impressive series at all. They had to call timeout. Here's Dalzell just throws a bad pass into the ground. But they had to call timeout because of personnel. And then a couple runs were stopped. It was an ugly series, and that was a wasted set of downs by Dallas.
Well, good news. There's 55.
I am
back
really
in the game.
surprised that he's back in the game. But he sure looks spry.
Really good news for Dallas. Second in the league in sacks. Smoker whips it over to the left side and caught by Trandon Harvey. And this will be short of the first down, second and about 2.
And Smoker just throwing a little stop route out to the left. Second and 2. Now you've got Pettijohn back at the Mike linebacker and Dixon back at the Jack linebacker.
DeVoe and Burley are split to the top of the screen. Inside handoff. And there's Chris Robinson, 24th carry of the year. 4 touchdowns on the season. And that is a first down.
That's a very nice run by Robinson. Here you can see it again, just a straight handoff. And he gets a little momentum going and is able to gain 5 or 6 yards.
Clock runs continuously in arena football, and there is a 1-minute warning at the end of each half. And that last minute can take a while because the clock stops on incompletions, etc. First and 10, here's Smoker. Right side, nice catch over there by Trandon Harvey. And that's going to be another first down at the Dallas 21, 12 on that play.
Davidas Franklin, number 1, the corner on that side. His best thing is playing man-to-man defense. That time he gave way too much cushion. Didn't really have a chance to make a play.
Now, are we sure he caught that ball? Did you see that?
Well, you can use the board. The board, you can stuff the ball up against the board.
Well, it's one of those plays where his arms kind of went down outside of the board, and you couldn't tell what was going on down there with the football.
And then the official may not have been able to see that.
Smoker, ugly looking pass, but complete to Todd DeVoe.
Not a good looking pass, and it wasn't a good tackle by Jermaine Jones, and that's why he gained a few more yards. He got a first down.
So it's going to be first and goal now for the Rattlers.
There's the pass. Oh, God, that thing wobbled all over the place, and I don't know what Jermaine was doing.
That was a Smoker duck.
Yeah, smoke duck.
Smoke duck.
It's a delicacy in some places, but not in arena football.
So first down and goal from the 8. About 2.5 left in the first. That's Harvey in motion. Caught by DeVoe. And David Dixon over there defensively, along with Bobby Perry.
And that time Dallas just went up in 3 defensive backs, tried to stuff 3 receivers of Arizona. And here the outside receiver, the man that Perry was covering, just had enough room to catch the ball. And not a bad play. Second and 4 now as Arizona tries to take it in to tie the game.
Josh Bush with a touchdown on the opening kickoff for Dallas. Incomplete.
Always try to see, most teams try to use a lot of movement on the goal line on offense. Here you can see Smoker looking into the end zone. The receiver's going one way, going the other, trying to hit Burley on that. Just wasn't a very accurate pass. Burley wasn't necessarily open, but Smoker didn't give him a chance to catch the ball.
Burley will be your man in motion on third down and goal from the 4. And Weatherington may have jumped unless he was pulled offside.
Okay, let's see if he says my favorite word in football.
Which is, no, I didn't use
Oh,
it.
he did. He said it. Unabated. Unabated to the quarterback.
You got an unabated?
Oh, it's terrible when it's unabated. Now, baited is okay,
cry.
but unabated is just really bad.
That's right. Just like you can be disappointed, but can you be appointed if you're happy?
It's 3rd and 2 now on the 2-yard line.
Are you going to take my job at this point?
Well, I'm trying to figure out what you're disappointed. It's my fault.
Baited, unabated,
I started it with the
disappointed.
unabated thing.
It's your fault.
I understand.
Burley in motion. Intended for Burley, and no flag.
Yeah, Burley tripped.
And Don Vitas Franklin was there defensively.
Burley tripped on the artificial surface and is arguing that he was tripped by the defensive back.
Well, this is our...
you couldn't see that real well.
This is our 3rd, 4th and goal of the game.
Yeah. And none of them have been productive. And an interception and a bad pass on the other previous two.
Smoker.
Touchdown.
Quick throw, incomplete.
Oh, I called touchdown because Burley was wide open in the middle of the field. Burley beat Jermaine Jones, and I thought sure Smoker was going to throw to him. Smoker picked the wrong guy and made a very average pass.
So that's 2 4th and goals for the Rattlers, which they have not converted. 1 for Dallas, and that is going to be the end of the first quarter. And by arena standards, a 7 is not much. 7-0, the Desperados lead it, and we'll be right back. You're watching Dallas Desperados football on Metro Sports.
You know, if I had AT&T U-verse, I could only watch one HD show at a time. Do you know what my little angels would say if they couldn't watch their movies in HD because Daddy was watching the playoffs? Girls? That's not good. Thankfully, I have Time Warner Cable, so we can watch a different HD show on as many TVs as we want at the same time. And the girls are happy, Daddy's happy.
More than one HD stream? AT&T U-verse doesn't have it. Time Warner Cable does. Time Warner Cable, the power of you.
Every TV set that you have that's hooked up to cable will still work just fine. But if you get TV through an antenna, you can still keep your sets working. Just visit dtv2009.gov and some real fine folks will help you learn more. Or call 888-DTV-2009 to learn about a government coupon program for converter boxes.
People who have AT&T's U-verse TV have discovered a problem.
Honey, I'm trying to watch the game.
Well, I'm trying to watch my movie.
My game.
My movie.
Game.
When one TV set gets an HD signal, the other doesn't.
Game.
Movie.
Game, game, game.
Movie.
But with Time Warner Cable's digital service and advanced fiber network, you can enjoy free HD programming in as many rooms as you want.
My game.
My movie.
Time Warner Cable.
This is an AT&T bill. It's complicated. It's like a puzzle that's not fun to play. Bills don't have to be this complicated. That's why I have Time Warner Cable. Their bills are simple. Who can understand something like this? You'd have to be like some sort of genius. Hey, Martin, what is an AT&T subscriber line charge?
Me.
Martin doesn't know. Martin did my taxes.
Simple bills? AT&T doesn't have them. Time Warner Cable does. Time Warner Cable, the power of you.
Wally Lynn, Joe Avizano with you, and an oddity in arena football circles. 1 possession for the Desperados in the first quarter.
Well, both offenses were shut out with the kickoff return.
Yeah, that's right.
I don't know how many times you would get a 0-0 offensive performance.
Amazing.
In the Arena Football League.
Dalzell 2 of 4 for 20. Smoker 7 of 15 for 67. Those are your quarterback numbers in the first. And Dallas with possession. They'll start from their own 2-yard line. Nash in motion. And Dalzell throws this one away, and a fan goes tumbling into the stands.
I didn't see it. I was watching Dozell. Dozell got creamed back there. Protection broke down. Right here, he got knocked out.
Well, he just dove for the football. Now, if he catches that, is that a completion for the Desperados?
It was in the field of play. I think you got to give it to him.
He got the ball.
Yeah, I love that. Arena football. It's fun. And here's that was a busted route.
Wendell Gaines with the pressure again, and well, Dalzell's down. We've got some pushing and shoving down there in the end zone. But
well,
you know
need
what?
to block them better because those.
Yeah, I was about to say, in these first 2 possessions, they're all over. 13 for Dallas.
Well, the protection for Dalzell is terrible right now, and Wendell Gaines is a very good football player. We tried to sign him. We tried to sign him as a free agent here in Dallas a few years back, and but he's been in Arizona his whole career, and he's a quality defensive end. They need to do a better job of blocking him, or you're going to You're going to have a quarterback hurt.
Working on Troy Reddick over there. Here's third down over the middle, incomplete. And the timing is just not there, but we've got a flag on the field.
Yeah, and that's going to be on the defensive back. I don't know if they're going to call interference or holding because Dozell read it
Holding,
right.
defense number 20. 10-yard
Nash
penalty in
would
the
have been
previous
open for a
spot.
touchdown.
Automatic first down.
The defender had to hold him.
That's Chris McKenzie, who is starting for Isaiah Trufant, who is not playing because of injury. And he is their leading tackler, Trufant. He's gone, not there. So McKenzie gets the start tonight. But we'll watch that battle over there between Gaines and Reddick, because Wendell Gaines has been getting to Clint Dalzell. First and 10, Thurman in motion. Double pump, caught by Thurman against the near board in front of McKenzie.
And Dozell and Thurman, they've got to get back on the page here because they haven't worked together for a while. Not a real good timed play, but a good play, a good throw and catch. Dozell to Thurman. Brings up short yardage. And see if Dallas can do something on
Well, they brought Callahan in at that left guard position now on Gaines. Second down, Nash in motion. Dalzell looking deep. And Nash with a nasty hit into the boards.
Yeah, when the ball hangs up there like that, there's not a whole lot good going to happen. It gave, here you see, the ball hanging up gave the defenders a chance to catch up. And then you always have the boards, and the boards always win in arena football.
Well, I'll tell you, we're watching Nash now, and he was staggering a little bit when he was trying to walk.
No, you're going to stagger when you run into the walls like that when you're not expecting it. All right, now we're down to the fourth receiver, and that would be Josh Bush. Although, Nash has got to come out, and Bush will go in. So
this game has a strange feeling early, doesn't it?
Well, it's a strange feeling, and the depth of Dallas is being challenged just left and right.
We've had Weatherington go down, Nash go
Chase
down.
is out. Chase is out now, so something must have happened to him. So now you're down to you have no more offensive linemen, you have no more receivers, and etc. None of that's good.
Yeah, Dotsey at center now. Game of attrition for Dallas so far. There's Armstrong, he's open. And a great defensive play by Eric Williams.
Oh
my gosh. We've got a very gruesome injury on the field. And it's one of those that you don't even want to look at.
Well, it's a leg that's pointed in the wrong direction, and God darn it.
And it's Troy Reddick with a gruesome injury. And those are the kind, Coach, that I can't even look at it.
You know something's up like that when the defensive lineman immediately starts hollering towards the Dallas bench to come out. You got a guy hurt.
Well, Reddick will be taken to the locker room with a serious leg injury. Oh, that is just awful. And no sooner had we said this game has an odd feeling to it. The Desperados have lost another one, and now Clint Dalzell is in an animated discussion with referee Dave Lambros.
And without really knowing what they're upset about, wouldn't want to speculate because there's a lot of tension right now.
Yes, there is.
Surrounding Dallas with the injuries.
I'll tell you this much. I don't even know how Reddick got up and hopped off of the field. That in itself was incredible.
Yeah.
With the way his leg had been turned in the other direction.
I don't know that I've seen something that was at that angle.
We're going to show you the replay, and thank goodness I don't think you're going to have to see the injury.
Yeah, and again, it was Wendell Gaines that caused the pressure which cause people to be out of position and get their legs.
Well, Gaines right now is jawing with the Desperados. He's got his helmet off, or up on top of his head.
Well, I didn't see anything he did out of line by any means. I didn't see anything other than beat the offensive lineman, which causes the problem in itself. Now, Jeff Chase is back in, so Dotsie can go back to tight end, and Callahan can still be at guard.
Well, it's 3rd and 1, and here's Dalzell looking deep. Armstrong down there, another good defensive play by the Rattlers.
That was a very nice play.
Chris McKenzie, and 2 plays in a row where their defensive backs just closed the gap.
Yeah, it's a good throw and catch, or attempted catch, and it was a good play. Chris McKenzie, the new starter this game, made a nice play. I tell you, Arizona right now is really chirping a lot. They've got a lot of vocal capabilities right now, and I know that doesn't sit well with the Desperados nor their fans. But the ineffectiveness of the Dallas offense continues, and Arizona takes over.
1st down and Smoker to throw. Going to the end zone, wide open, but overthrown. There was Burley in the end zone, but too tall from Smoker.
Yeah, Burley went down the middle of the field and just faked the post and went to the corner wide open. And Smoker just doesn't get the ball to him.
We are almost 2 minutes into the second in this one. And as we mentioned, oddly enough, just before we said it was a strange game, Reddick got hurt on the next play. And it's 7-0. Desperados lead it. Smoker over the middle, got a man. And caught by Trandon Harvey. And that's going to be a 1st and goal from the 5.
Just coming across the middle, good protection. When you get that kind of protection, it's hard for those defensive backs to stay with the receiver in this league very long.
Well, the good news for Dallas on the injury front, Weatherington went down on the first series. He's back in. Marcus Nash did make it back in on the previous 3rd down for Dallas, 3rd and 4th down. 1st and goal. Smoker's got time, now pressured, and leveled at the 3. David Dixon and Pettijohn.
Pettijohn and Dixon have great speed. Both of them have outstanding speed. And here, Smoker's receiver's not open, so he's going to try to run it. And these two guys just really pound him.
We'll call it, well, it looks like they're about at the, I guess officially the 3. 2nd down and go. Motion from Burley. Easy touchdown, Trandon Harvey.
That was a well-designed play right there. Burley was the man in motion, and it was a pick play almost. Pick play is illegal, but he kind of shielded off the defender, and the other receiver came wide open.
So Eric Houle will try to tie the score at 7 with 8.5 to go in the 1st half. And the point after is good with 8:26 to go in the 1st half in what's been a wild game between Dallas and Arizona. Right back with Desperados football on Metro Sports.
We are 6,511 engineers, 10,909 customer service reps, 1,276 dispatchers, 320,000 miles of cable, 1,104 programmers, working together with one purpose: to give ordinary people the power to do the things they want in easier, more extraordinary ways. Time Warner Cable, the power of you.
Arena Bowl 22 is playing New Orleans this July, and you can be there. Yeah! Just enter the Mitsubishi Motors Drive to Arena Bowl sweepstakes for a chance to win a 2009 Mitsubishi Galant Rally Art and a trip for two to the Arena Bowl 22 weekend. There are plenty of weekly and instant prizes from Aaron's, Discover Card, and ESPNShop.com. So don't be left on the sidelines. Enter to win today at arenabowl.com/drive.
Brandon Harvey's touchdown makes it 7-7. 8.5 minutes to go in the first half.
Very unusual low-scoring game for any two teams playing in arena football.
Well, look at these numbers on Dalzell. 3 of 10 for 29. And
well, the offense has been shut out for a quarter and a half.
2 drives.
It's strange that they've only had a couple drives, and it's equally strange when you've got Clint Dalzell and his compadres that they haven't scored in a quarter and a half.
Dallas's touchdown on the first play of the game when Josh Bush brought it back 57 yards. Other than that, no offensive production for Dallas. So here we go. Poole to kick it away.
They're trying to keep 8 healthy guys on the field.
And Bush flipped at about the 8.
He had a little seam there, and Craver was able to trip him up, and it was a good thing, or else it would have been the kicker that had to make the tackle. In arena football, kickers have to make a lot of tackles because they're in position to, and they have to.
Keogh Craver on the tackle, second year out of Nebraska. 41.5 tackles on the year.
You've got Bush in there, one of the receivers.
And there's a quick pass to Nash. Breaks a tackle. Here he goes. Across the 20 and brought down by Chris McKenzie. And 14 on that play.
Just a little shovel pass right out there over the middle. And big receiver Marcus Nash just broke a tackle. Nice job of running after the catch.
So first down, Desperados.
Armstrong's out of the lineup and Bush is in for him.
Bush and Nash split wide, and that looks like it's going to be offside maybe on third. Well, maybe not. The Desperados are clapping. I thought Thurman may have jumped the gun.
Encroachment, defense number 77, 5-yard penalty, so first down.
Penalty on Arizona. So that'll move the ball into Rattlers territory at the 24. Seventh meeting all time between these two teams. Dallas holds the edge 4-2. And Nash will come in motion. Looking at Bush, and Dalzell gets hit. I'll tell you what, Coach, they may have had a touchdown on that play.
Well, he pumped and was going to pump and go. And you can see right here, pump. Oh, his own man hits him. His own man trying to protect the quarterback.
But it looked like Bush had gotten separation on his route.
Yes, he had. You know, and it's really obvious here. Dalzell sometimes when he breaks the huddle is having to tell the receiver, like Thurman hadn't played a lot, Bush hadn't played a lot, having to get them lined up right. That's because of practice time, coordination.
No Will Pettis tonight because of injury. And here's one over the head of Josh Bush. And yeah, the offense just isn't right tonight.
Poor pass. Bush was open here, right here. Good protection. And just a very high throw. Now Bush is he's not a tall man, but still that ball's got to be down lower than that.
So a rough night so far for the Desperados offense, and it just has that feel right now, Coach, that this might continue with the new players in the lineup tonight. Motion from Thurman.
Touchdown.
There's Dalzell. Thurman touchdown!
And that's what happens, Wally, in arena football. when the defender comes up and tries to jam the motion receiver, if he misses, then that receiver has a chance every time to be open for a well-thrown touchdown pass, and that's what happened.
First touchdown of the year for Andre Thurman. And now a little bit of
there's
confusion on
another
the field.
substitution issue.
Well,
and that's what happens with some injuries, and people having to adjust and just be a little more alert.
Dale Roy Stewart.
It adds to the frustration.
5 to get it off. Sanders the hold, Hamilton the kick. And with 4:46 to go in the first half, our new score, the Desperados 14 and the Rattlers 7. You're watching Desperados football on Metro Sports.
In February 2009, TV stations will broadcast exclusively in digital. Every TV that's hooked up to cable will still work just fine. If you get TV through an antenna, you can still keep your sets working. Just call 888-DTV-2009 to learn about a government coupon program for converter boxes, or visit dtvtransition.org.
DVR? High definition TV.
My idea.
It came from right here.
In like 4th grade.
On demand? I had that idea like 20 years ago.
I even did a sketch. I've got a prototype here somewhere. Super secure internet.
Yep, I designed it in my mind.
I'm an ideas god.
I'm a genius.
I'm probably sure you thought about it.
Kind of like Time Warner Cable's bundle, which was my idea. By the way, I'm not telling them what the next one is. It's a secret.
14-7 our score. Desperados lead it. 4:46 to go in the first half. And some new faces on the field for Dallas tonight. Andre Thurman just scored. And let's go down to the field, check in with our Drew Pearson.
Thank you, Wally. I'm down here with perennial Ironman Will Pettis, but he's not going tonight because he's got an injury. Tell us about that injury, Will.
Well, I had a minor strain to my back, low back, and but I'm doing good. Everything is back to normal. They just coaching decision tonight, sent me out precautionary reasons.
So you should be able to go next week?
Oh, definitely.
So it looks like they got 2 guys to replace you, Josh Bush and Andre Thurman. Bush on kickoff returns and playing some offense, and you just saw Thurman catch that touchdown. They're doing a good job so far.
Oh, yeah, we expect those guys to do good. You know, those are veterans. Bush coming in, he's a specialist off the net, good in space when he catches the ball. Andre, feisty, goes up and catches the ball just like we just saw him do. So hopefully they continue to do that. Coach Dalzell continue to get them the ball, and we'll see what happens.
All right, Will, thanks for taking the time, and get well, brother. All right, back to you, Wally.
Thank you, Drew, and I'm sure Drew all happy about Will Pettis wearing a Yankees cap, since Drew's a big Yankees fan. Harvey, and tackled in the end zone.
Outstanding coverage again by the Desperado kickoff team, which is what they do all year. Dixon should be on the big field with the Cowboys as far as I'm concerned. This guy's got such great speed. Oh, here's a replay of the nice throw and a nice catch in close quarters. It wasn't bad coverage.
So the Rattlers will start from their 2-yard line, but we have a timeout on the field. And with 4:36 to go in the first half, 14-7, the Desperados lead it. You know, talking about the big field, the Dallas Cowboys this week released their season ticket, I guess phase 2 season ticket prices for the new stadium next year, and you can get a ticket for $59. Quite frankly, I was surprised, Coach. That's only $9 above what you're paying now at Texas Stadium.
The $59 seats, they're in Grand Prairie and Addison. But you got a good view of the game, though.
I understand. Big hit over there on the boards. As Burley makes the catch. Jermaine Jones on the stop.
No, in the corners on the upstairs of the stadium.
Well, I think there's 8,000 to 10,000 available at that price.
You can get a ticket for the game without having to buy the personal license.
There you go. Well, I know a lot of people thought after the first phase of ticket prices, people were gasping at the cost, but second down, you see that number on the Rattlers, and caught out at the 18-yard line. That's Burley again.
Burley's a very good receiver, and again, he runs down the field and just curls over the middle, and this time Smoker puts it on the money. It's a hard pass to stop. You can see Smoker right there, and it's a hard play to stop, and it's going to be completed in the arena football if you throw and catch it.
You saw that number on the Rattlers, and right now it doesn't look like they're going to reach 60 tonight. They've been to 60 in all their 4 wins. Smoker batted and picked off by Wetherington.
All right, now we're going to get a I think we're going to have a touchdown and a penalty, or they might. Wetherington wasn't in the end zone yet when the referee threw the flag on Garnett.
On the play, personal foul, roughing the passer, number 92, defense. 10-yard penalty in the previous spot, automatic first down.
Erases the interception.
And
that's wrong.
Well,
now,
from a rule standpoint.
See here. All right. Now the ball's in the possession of Dallas. You could put illegal. That's got me fired up. I hate when officials affect the ball game like this. To me, Dallas had possession of the ball
when the penalty took
place.
Right.
So you should call the unnecessary roughness if you want, and penalize them from the spot, but it should be Dallas's ball. I believe that.
Well, the oddity of this game continues. So first down, Arizona at the Dallas 21. Smoker to Burley. And he is rattled by Jermaine Jones.
That's going to be interesting to see. I'm thinking like a coach there, but it's going to be interesting to see just how those rules are in effect. It's a nice tackle by Jermaine Jones.
So the completion is made. We're at the 2-minute and 22nd spot of the second quarter. 14-7, Dallas leads it. Second down, 7. Motion from Burley. Little pressure, and Smoker throws it away.
Galston Wetherington. And then Pettijohn put pressure on Smoker, but he avoided him. There's Wetherington. Now Pettijohn, and Smoker had no chance to just throw it away and not take a loss.
So third down and 7. As we will approach the 1-minute warning here in about 30 seconds. Motion from Burley. Underneath, caught, first down.
Very nice catch. Very nice catch in his hands there. Actually, while laying out flat.
Nice. Burley, as we mentioned, coming into this game, he's got the credentials. 11th all-time in AFL receiving. It is 8th season. Yeah, 19 touchdowns this year.
Last 3-4 years, he's really hit a stride that put him in the elite category.
Well, we've got 1 minute to go. The 1-minute warning of the first half. 14-7, Desperados lead it. And you're watching Desperados football on Metro Sports.
You know, if I had AT&T U-verse, I could only watch one HD show at a time. Do you know what my little angels would say if they couldn't watch their movies in HD because Daddy was watching the playoffs? Girls? That's not good. Thankfully, I have Time Warner Cable, so we can watch a different HD show on as many TVs as we want at the same time. And the girls are happy, Daddy's happy.
More than one HD stream? AT&T U-verse doesn't have it. Time Warner Cable does. Time Warner Cable, the power of you.
DVR? High definition TV.
My idea.
It came from right here.
In like 4th grade.
On demand? I had that idea like 20 years ago.
I even did a sketch.
I've got a prototype here somewhere.
Super secure internet.
Yep, I designed it in my mind.
I'm an ideas guy.
I'm a genius.
I'm probably sure you thought about it.
Kind of like Time Warner Cable's bundle, which was my idea, by the way. I'm not telling them what the next one is. It's a secret.
14-7 our score. Desperados lead it. You can catch the Desperados Metro Sports games and other features on Time Warner Digital Cable Video on Demand. Just go to channel 634 and choose Desperados, and there you go. Pick your program and go.
And we'll be there. We'll be on it.
Yes, we will.
In El Paso and San Antonio and Wichita Falls and other and sundry places throughout the state of Texas.
All cities where the Dallas Cowboys have held training camp or cities that have wanted them. I think it was Jerry Jones who one time said something about El Paso in training camp and said, I think I'll El Paso. Is that the same? Something like that.
Something like that.
With tongue-in-cheek, of course.
All I know is we went out there to scrimmage the Oilers one time and had the biggest crowd in the history of their stadium.
Tons of Cowboys fans in El Paso, that's for sure. First and goal, inside handoff. And down to the 5 is Chris Robinson. And David Dixon on the stop.
Here we go with the last minute, and then with the timeouts and the clock stopping, now you get the chance for this last minute to stretch out quite a bit. Everybody wants to be the last one to score in the half. And to do that, you utilize your timeouts. Try to keep that clock where you have enough time to score last.
So the Rattlers trying to tie it at 14. Very low-scoring game, and as we mentioned, in the first quarter, Josh Bush returns the opening kick for a touchdown, and the Desperados only had one offensive possession in the entire first. They get the Thurman touchdown to get to 14. Second down and goal at the 4. 56 seconds to go. And this is Harvey in motion.
And they hand the ball off again. They're just trying to run the clock. Dallas isn't going to let them. They call the second timeout.
So Arizona here, the thought process is let's try to get rid of the clock, get the score, go into the locker room at 14s, and Dallas
that's what
is
they'd like
to
to
get
do,
possession.
but Dallas isn't going to let them do it. They've got one more time. No, Dallas is out of timeout. See, this is why I get so upset. Because earlier they had to call a timeout because they had a personnel substitution
And now
issue.
it's potentially huge.
And that just drives me crazy because it always comes back to bite you. Right now they're out of timeouts instead of having one left.
Rattlers with all 3 of their timeouts left. And so here we go. And a third down and goal at the 3, and Dallas clinging to this 7-point lead. Burley in the slot. And here's motion. And there's a huge sack. Colston Weatherington.
All right. What they tried to do there was run a fake pitch left, and they were trying to throw to the tight end, like the play that Callahan scored on last week for Dallas. They were trying to throw back to the tight end.
And
the only problem was Weatherington smothered Smoker. It's a smothered Smoker play.
7.5 sacks on the year now. And that one was monstrous from Weatherington. There you see the numbers on him since the start of the 2006 season. He has been an MVP of sorts for Dallas.
Yeah, you're going to see here that Smoker fakes the pitch, and then before he can turn around and hit the tight end, sneaking out in the right flat, Colton Weatherington smothers it.
And so Arizona brings on Eric Houle, who is he's a mere 4 of 10 on field goals. Now,
And there was a lot of time came off the clock on that. See, now there's the example. Dallas couldn't call timeout right away. They had no timeout.
He's 2 of 4 from 29 yards and in, however.
No timeout probably cost Dallas 20, 30 seconds right there.
This will be a 24-yard attempt. High snap.
Live ball. Come on, guys, it's live ball. The good thing that bounced off out of bounds.
And so the Desperados dodge a bullet there with 6.7 left in the first half.
I think that might be kick coverage infraction. Let's see.
Not allowing the Desperados with enough.
Kick catch interference inside the 5-yard line kicking team. 5-yard penalty from the touchback spot. First down.
That's just hard to do. You're kicking a short field goal, and you only had 3 or 4 yards to break the rule, and the ball came out of there so quick and so far. It was a kind of a normal infraction by Arizona in that particular play.
So 6.7 left in the first half, 14-7. Dallas will apparently hold on to a lead going into the half. Dalzell, little pressure there. Flushed and throws over Nash with 1.4 left in the first half.
Dalzell is really frustrated down there. A lot of emotion by him. Whether it's personnel or his passes or the receiver's routes, he's really showing some frustration. Now, instead of going for a long field goal on the last play of the half, Dalzell is going to keep the offense on the field. And under these conditions, I would expect that they would just throw the ball deep.
Well, they lined up with the intention of bringing Armstrong in motion. He's, fastest guy on the team, probably, Joe.
And now they call timeout, or timeout was called. Now we'll see if they change their mind and go for a long field goal.
Well, big day in local sports. This building will be active on Monday night with the Stars.
And that's exciting. I am not a hockey aficionado or whatever you call those kind of guys. I love what's going on in the playoffs. I think the Stars deserve tremendous amount of credit for anything that they've accomplished, and they're fun to watch.
Well, just a monstrous win over the Red Wings this afternoon up in Detroit. And my, will this place be rocking on Monday night.
Oh, that's fun.
Said there were about 1,500 people out on the plaza watching the game today.
Football, basketball, hockey has had a lot of exciting moments this year. Not all of them like we'd like.
Well, we got flags on this play.
All right, there's a little more frustration that's necessary right now. I think what both teams need to do is get off the field.
Well, they
may
be listening to you because
multiple fouls on the defense. Encroachment, defense.
He looks very ready to go to
personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 93. That penalty is accepted. 10-yard penalty. Repeat the down.
Well, with that,
he's going to try to first down with the penalty.
He took himself out of the game so he doesn't get hurt on the last play of the game. Sanders, you go in.
McChristo Bruce was the one who got to Dalzell on that page.
Well, here they are going for the field goal with the penalty, with the offside penalty. It gives them a few more yards, obviously 5 more yards.
46-yard attempt here.
Well within Hamilton's reach.
All-time leading kicker in arena history.
It won't be the distance. It'll be that 9-foot span up there.
So here's Hamilton from 46. Missed it. And now Harvey is free. This is awful. Touchdown, Arizona.
This game gets more bizarre all the time. I've always said this in arena football. One of the most dangerous plays for you as a team is when you're attempting a long field goal, because the return man is a much better athlete than the big guys that are covering the kick.
Right, you've got a kicker and
you got a kicker and a holder. All the other 6 other
linemen,
guys
right,
are big guys for protection. And that's what can happen and does happen on a regular basis throughout the season in arena football.
Wow, what a turn of events on the last play of the half.
And a 2-point conversion has just blown this thing out of the water.
Chris Robinson gets the 2, and it's 15-14 Rattlers, just like that.
Well, the first play of the game was a touchdown. The last play of the game, first half, was a touchdown. In between, both teams only scored 1 touchdown.
And here's the return again from Harvey.
Yeah, you can see
Chase
one.
misses him. Pettijohn's
Pettijohn's the only one with a chance to catch him. All these other linemen are just hoping the play is over. And now Sanders, backup quarterback, he's not real likely to make the tackle. And it's a touchdown.
And then the 2-point conversion.
And
Desperados are
Will
down.
McClay told me during the week that Arizona had faked some kicks and done some things like that to stay in ball games. Yeah, they did it again. What a bizarre, very averagely played game by Dallas, considering they're a much better team than Arizona, but they're behind at halftime.
Drew Pearson will be right back with Brady James of the Cowboys as you're watching Desperados football on Metro Sports.
scored 1 touchdown.
And here's the return again from Harvey.
Yeah, you can see
Chase
one.
misses him. Pettijohn
Pettijohn's the only
had it.
one with a chance to catch him. All these other linemen are just hoping the play is over. And now Sanders, backup quarterback, he's not real likely to make the tackle. And it's a touchdown.
And then the 2-point conversion.
And
Desperados are
Will
down.
McClay told me during the week that Arizona had faked some kicks and done some things like that to stay in ball games. Yeah, they did it again. What a bizarre, very averagely played game by Dallas, considering they're a much better team than Arizona, but they're behind at halftime.
Drew Pearson will be right back with Brady James of the Cowboys as you're watching Desperados football on Metro Sports.
Every TV set that you have that's hooked up to cable will still work just fine. But if yours aren't, just go to this website and some real fine folks will help you learn more. Cable's digital pictures are as sharp as a tack. Plus, they've taken care of all the transition stuff for us.
This is an AT&T bill. It's complicated. It's like a puzzle that's not fun to play. Bills don't have to be this complicated. That's why I have Time Warner Cable. Their bills are simple. Who can understand something like this? You'd have to be like some sort of genius. Hey, Martin, what is an AT&T subscriber line charge?
Yeah, me.
Martin doesn't know. Martin did my taxes.
Simple bills, AT&T doesn't have them. Time Warner Cable does. Time Warner Cable, the power of you.
Time Warner Cable Metro Sports is the official home of the Dallas Desperados. Watch live home games and get exclusive behind-the-scenes access on Channel 185 and on demand. The Dallas Desperados are looking for a big win over the Philadelphia Soul. Don't miss any of the action starting at 7 p.m. Saturday, June 7th. The Desperados and the Philadelphia Soul, live only on Time Warner Cable Metro Sports. Your team here.
This telecast is copyrighted by the Arena Football League for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this telecast or any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the AFL's consent is strictly prohibited.
Welcome back to the AAC, where the Dallas Desperados are trailing the 4-6 Arizona Rattlers 15-14 at halftime. And we do have a special guest with us this halftime, the honorary chairman for tonight's game, number 56, Brady James from LSU. Former 4th-round draft pick of the Dallas Cowboys, the 103rd player chosen in 2003, now a 6-year veteran and leading tackler for the Dallas Cowboys. Thanks for taking the time to be with us, Brady.
No problem, no problem. It's always good to be here to support any Dallas team.
Well, we're here. You're here for a special reason. We're going to talk some football in a minute, but the reason you're here tonight is because your foundation, 56, and the great things that they do in fighting breast cancer. Tell us a little bit about that and how you got started with that.
Foundation 56 is my foundation. We have 2 signature programs. One is Soul Survivors, which it has the breast cancer initiative, and the James Game, which is my youth initiative. But we're here for the breast cancer side of it. And, you know, I wanted to do something that I was very passionate about. And in 2002, my mom lost her battle with breast cancer. So this is something that's near and dear to me. And it's something that I'll be doing out when I'm done playing. You know, every woman know they have to go get tested. And so all I want to focus on is early detection. Because if you can get in there early, the mortality rate it drops real low. So now here I am, I'm the inside linebacker of the Dallas Cowboys, and I want to reach the men that's in the family, because not only women go through things as far as the breast cancer, but we as a family, as men, we have to support our women, because we are their backbone, because, you know, women are usually nurturing, and here I am as an inside linebacker saying that men, we can be nurturing and helping our women, because nobody knows who's going to get it, but, you know, it's all about what you do after you get detected. So here we are, that's what we're trying to pitch, and we're trying to pitch the early detection.
Well, that is no question that is important, because that's one way to prevent the breast cancer, is that early detection, because if it is diagnosed early in its stages, there is a cure, and we can overcome that. But you're also getting involved with the Susan B. Komen Foundation, who has done some tremendous things over the years with the fight against breast cancer. Tell us about that association as well.
Yeah, Susan G, they do a lot of big things out here, definitely in Dallas. You know, they are definitely the biggest breast cancer affiliate out here in Dallas. And for us to be invited and to team up with or partner with those guys, I mean, it's an honor because we know how much of an impact that they make in the community, and that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to reach out to the underserved communities and get the word out there. I hadn't done anything in Dallas. This is my first event in Dallas right now. I've done some things in Louisiana, so we're just branching out where I play. I wanted to do something at home first because that is where, you know, that's where I'm from. But here we are. My next event will be, you know, the walk, the Susan G. Coleman walk in October. We'll do 2 events then, and the rest, everything after that is I'm trying to win a Super Bowl.
Amen. That's another athlete giving back. We'll have more with Brady James after this.
DVR?
High definition TV.
My idea.
It came from right here.
In like 4th grade.
On demand? I had that idea like 20 years ago.
I even did a sketch.
I've got a prototype here somewhere.
Super secure internet.
Yep, I designed it in my mind.
I'm an ideas god.
I'm a genius.
I'm probably sure you thought about it.
Kind of like Time Warner Cable's bundle, which was my idea. By the way, I'm not telling them what the next one is. It's a secret.
Remember when we were fascinated by this sound? Racing onto the internet through a
dial-up phone modem. Woo! We thought that was fast.
Until competition came from cable and they set the internet on fire.
Goopy! Movies and music and pictures.
Just like that.
Cable fixed TV.
The internet.
And now phones.
En un solo pago. Cable competes.
We win.
We're back at halftime with the Dallas Desperados trail the Arizona Rattlers 15-14, and our special guest is Brady James. Brady, thanks for enlightening us about your foundation. Give us an idea of what the offseason has been like for you and getting ready for this upcoming 2008 season.
Well, there's been a lot of things going on. We've had some player personnel movement, and you know, a lot of things have been talked about with Pac-Man Jones early on. Now we know that he's here. We hadn't met him yet, so we're looking forward to seeing what he can do on the field. I know a lot of people have been talking about his off the field and who's going to, you know, pretty much try to keep him in line. You know, nobody's going to keep him in line. He's either going to conform to what we do or he's going to be out of there, and that's the bottom line. So if he can help us win, good. If he can't, he's gone. Now, we also have Zach Thomas who's come in, and, you know, he's a proven vet. He's been there, and he and I, we're picking each other's brain, and that's what we need. We got some experience in the locker room, and so all we got to do is just continue to feed on each other and try to take this thing to a different level.
Now, you guys had a great season last year, 13 victories, definitely a Cowboy record. Once you got in the playoffs, things were a little different. How disappointing was that playoff loss, first of all? And then second of all, what kind of motivation is that going to provide you this offseason to get ready for this upcoming season?
Well, coming into the last season, we were just trying to, we were learning how to win. We were learning how to put all this talent that we have together, and we're trying to win. And so, but we understand that not only do you have to win at the right time. And when we got to the playoffs, we were thinking, okay, we've been so good during the season that when we get in the playoffs, it's just going to carry over. But we learned, we hit a roadblock and we lost our first game. Now we have that experience because we were relatively young. And now, I mean, each year presents its own challenges, and I can't predict what we're going to do next year. All I can predict is we're going to do better than we did. We're going to win at the right time, and that's what matters.
Well, the OTAs, the off-season training workouts and all that stuff start next week?
Next week.
You ready?
Getting ready. When it get hot outside, that's when I go back to work.
Well, you know, when you start having the OTAs, that means training camp is just around the corner. This year, you go to Oxnard. Are you looking forward to that?
Well, we look forward to Oxnard, but Oxnard spoils us because the weather is so great. We got there for like 2-3 weeks, and then we get back here to the sweltering heat, we out here we get back in August and we're about to die. But, you know, it's cool to go out there and we get a lot of things done. The team come together, and then by the time you get back to Dallas, it's almost time to start the season.
Well, Brady, we want to thank you for taking the time to be with us. Good luck with your Foundation 56 and all the great things you're doing there, and get ready for that upcoming season, and good luck with that as well.
Oh, yeah, Drew, I'm trying to get what's on your right hand.
All right, right on. He's talking about that, y'all, that Super Bowl ring. Hey, that's it from down here at halftime. We'll take it back upstairs with Wally and Coach Joe after this break.
You know, if I had AT&T Uvers, I could only watch one HD show at a time. Do you know what my little angels would say if they couldn't watch their movies in HD because Daddy was watching the playoffs? Girls? That's not good. Thankfully, I have Time Warner Cable, so we can watch a different HD show on as many TVs as we want at the same time. And the girls are happy, Daddy's happy.
More than one HD stream? AT&T Uverse doesn't have it. Time Warner Cable does. Time Warner Cable, the power of you.
Every TV set that you have that's hooked up to cable will still work just fine. But if you get TV through an antenna, you can still keep your sets working. Just visit dtv2009.gov and some real fine folks will help you learn more. Or call 888-DTV-2009 to learn about a government coupon program for converter boxes.
People who have AT&T's Uvers TV have discovered a problem.
Honey, I'm trying to watch the game.
Well, I'm trying to watch my movie.
My game.
My movie.
Game.
When one TV set gets an HD signal, the other doesn't.
Game.
Movie.
Game, game, game.
Movie.
But with Time Warner Cable's digital service and advanced fiber network, you can enjoy free HD programming in as many rooms as you want.
My game.
My movie.
Time Warner Cable.
This is an AT&T bill. It's complicated. It's like a puzzle that's not fun to play. Bills don't have to be this complicated. That's why I have Time Warner Cable. Their bills are simple. Who can understand something like this? You'd have to be like some sort of genius. Hey, Martin, what is an AT&T subscriber line charge?
Yep, me.
Martin doesn't know. Martin did my taxes.
Simple bills? AT&T doesn't have them. Time Warner Cable does. Time Warner Cable, the power of you.
Welcome back to the American Airlines Center. 15-14, the Rattlers lead it. Second time this season that Dallas has trailed at the half. And we take a quick look at some of the highlights here, Coach, and not many of them.
Well, we're having to scramble for highlights. First play of the game, there's Josh Bush taking it back for a touchdown. And that's, you think because Dallas supposedly has a better team, you think that just sets up a romp. Smoker comes right back.
Well, we've got to kick it away. We'll resume the highlights for you here in just a minute.
Duke Pettijohn does a very good job on the kick coverage, as he always does. Duke Pettijohn's the leading tackler on Dallas's kickoff coverage team. So anyway, on the highlights, what you're going to see is you're going to see Bush returning it, Thurman making the interception, a couple big hits there and here and there, and that's about it. Because that was one of the most unusual halves of arena football that I've seen.
Well, and for the Desperados, they're just out of sync tonight.
Well, they are. They're going to have to scramble because of injuries, because of just playing out of sync. They're going to have to scramble to win this game.
DeVoe, Burley, and Harvey, the receivers. Jeff Smoker, the quarterback. And Smoker to Burley, who holds on to that one. Well, they're going to say incomplete. Bobby Perry there to make sure that the head linesman knows that.
And that's the route that they've been completing all night, or a lot of the time. And it's a matter of throwing and catching. It's hard for the defenders to cover that. It's just, you got to give Burley, who is the motion man, some room. And when you do, he runs down, turns around, and Smoker's got to give him the ball, and he didn't. That's why it's 2nd and 10 instead of 2nd and short.
3 receivers to the left. There's Harvey again and just busted Franklin with a big hit over there on the board.
Between Franklin's hit and the board's hit, the ball didn't stay with Harvey. We got a fan over there that's got a souvenir.
You know, they had the arena meetings this week, and they decided to add instant replay for the playoffs this year.
And that's great. And I think it's necessary. I think it's the right thing to do. And we can talk about that more as it comes up in this half.
Motion from Harvey, 3rd and 10. And there's Harvey with the catch up at about the 22-yard line. That's going to be a first down for Arizona. Again, the way that the half ended, Dallas misses a 46-yard field goal, returned by Harvey for the touchdown, and then a 2-point conversion, Dallas in the hole.
And that was a great call by Arizona. You know, the return for the touchdown just deflates you. And it's the last play of the half. So Dallas goes out there, lines up for the extra point, and they're just spinning their wheels. And the fake extra point for a 2-point conversion was excellent.
Smoker, near side, caught by Burley, and he stood up at about the Dallas 24. And once again, the injury to Troy Reddick, where he was taken off the field in what appeared to be a rather gruesome leg injury, dislocation of his lower leg, and hard to look at.
And that affects the depth of the offense with Jeff Chase. Here's the throw right here by Smoker to Burley, and very nice hit by Perry and Jones.
Jones, Perry, and Franklin, the secondary right now. Screen to Harvey, and he's got no room. David Dixon with the stop.
Well, they've been throwing the ball to Burley, so that time Burley was in motion, and Smoker faked the throw to Burley and came back with a little quick screen to the split receiver Harvey, and it didn't go anywhere.
So we've got another 3rd down and 4 for Arizona in what has been a rapidly moving game tonight as well, with just the 4 scores. Harvey in motion. Franklin on him, and that was good. Oh, he caught it. Oh. And that's a touchdown. Harvey with the touchdown, and that was, quite frankly, pretty good defense by Franklin.
Well, Franklin, I believe Franklin got his hands on the ball, and I believe it went into Harvey's hands.
So the Rattlers extend their lead to 21-14, and for Harvey, his 2nd touchdown of the night, 17th receiving touchdown.
An important extra point for Arizona right here. That's what I said, because that puts it back on the 7-point game. Now the 2-point conversion doesn't mean anything at the end of the first half.
10:46 to go in the 3rd. We got a wild one tonight. 21-14, Rattlers lead it, and you're watching Desperados football on Metro Sports.
You know, if I had AT&T U-verse, I could only watch one HD show at a time. Do you know what my little angels would say if they couldn't watch their movies in HD because Daddy was watching the playoffs? Girls? That's not good. Thankfully, I have Time Warner Cable, so we can watch a different HD show on as many TVs as we want at the same time. And the girls are happy, Daddy's happy.
More than one HD stream? AT&T U-verse doesn't have it. Time Warner Cable does. Time Warner Cable, the power of you.
Wally Lynn, Joe Avazano with you. 21-14, Rattlers over the Desperados. And here's the touchdown.
Yeah, you're going to see the ball, and there Franklin got his left hand up there. He hits it. That's what I thought he did. I thought I was about to holler. Really nice play by Franklin, yet all he did was hit it, and it bounced up in the air and right down to Harvey.
So Josh Bush is deep for Dallas. A 57-yard return to open the game. We've had some big plays. Despite the low score, there have been some monster plays in this game. And, you know, one of them, Joe, that we come back to is what would have been a touchdown for Weatherington on the roughing call.
Roughing the quarterback. And you always have to watch, because Arizona always have to watch them doing something unusual.
Here's Bush. Got some room here. And Bush gets it out to the 9-yard line. Another low kick from Eric Cool, who hasn't put much under it, but we've got a flag on the field also.
Flag
offside,
down there
kicking team
offside.
number 93, 10 yards from the end of the run. First down.
Offsides on the kicking team. So 5 yards will be tacked on to the end of the run.
Well, they move it out to the 19. And so Dallas will start shop from there.
In fact, that's a 10-yard penalty.
There are the numbers on Dalzell. Only 67 yards and 5 of 15 in the first half. Quick dump to Bush.
Josh Bush.
And a pickup of about 5 on that play.
A little quick screen where they throw the ball out there to Bush, and they want Nash to make a block, free up Bush. It was a halfway decent executed play. Bush got 5 yards.
Keogh Craver on the stop, second-year player out of Nebraska. And he has Texas roots as well. Double receivers left. And Thurman in motion.
Touchdown.
Wide open. Touchdown.
That was a well-done play there. I had Nash going out in the left flat. Dozell faked like he was throwing the ball to Nash. The corner bit on it. Bush just ran by the corner. You could tell it was a
26
touchdown.
yards. And that's the second touchdown of the night for Josh Bush.
Well-designed play and well done by Bush and Clint Dozell.
Well, maybe that'll be the spark that the Desperados need, as Remy Hamilton tries to tie this game at 21. Sanders the holder. And the kick is good. So with 8:55 to go in the first half, we are tied at 21. And you're watching Dallas Desperados football on Time Warner Cable Metro Sports.
Turns out Verizon Fios charges serious cash for service calls. But when my bill comes from Time Warner Cable and I see they don't charge me for service calls, I get real choked up. You know, like at the end of a sports movie when the team wins. Only this time, I'm the team.
Mike.
Yeah.
You all right?
Yeah. All right.
Free service calls? Verizon Fios doesn't have them. Time Warner Cable does. Time Warner Cable, the power of you.
Time Warner Cable Metro Sports is the official home of the Dallas Desperados. Watch live home games and get exclusive behind-the-scenes access on Channel 185 and on demand. The Dallas Desperados are looking for a big win over the Philadelphia Soul. Don't miss any of the action starting at 7 p.m. Saturday, June 7th. The Desperados and the Philadelphia Soul, live only on Time Warner Cable Metro Sports. Your team here.
Well, we're tied at 21 in the third. And let's take a look at the touchdown.
You can see here, Dozell fakes to Nash going into the flat. Bush, you can see the corner standing right next to Nash, and Bush just ran right by him. It was an obvious touchdown right away, but you still have to throw and catch. And Dozell and Bush did just that.
2 touchdown passes on the night now. That's 903 career for Dalzell.
And Wally, like you say, maybe that was a well-executed play. Maybe that'll spark the offense into something more dramatic than what's been going on so far.
Now the first, I guess, 2 or 3 drives, Coach, they were completely out of sync. A lot of pressure on Dalzell.
Yeah.
A lot of changes up front. We saw different players coming in and out. Chase went out. Dotsie moving to center. And Reddick got hurt.
No, been a little frustrating. But if you can scramble through and win games like this, then you're accomplishing something. So we've got a long way to go.
Here's Harvey, onside kick. Armstrong's got it, but we've got a flag.
And 90% of the time when you try an onside kick, somebody will be offside. I have coached that forever. I have not found a way to prevent some young man, and I say that nicely,
kicking team number 1. Half the distance to the goal from the spot of recovery. First down.
What a kick by Remy Hammond.
Well, he leads the league in successful onside kicks. He's had 4. That should have been his 5th. It's double anybody else in the league. Great call by Will McClay. It's just the anticipation of somebody wanting to recover the ball. The kicker's motion when he kicks an onside kick is slower than it is when he's kicking it normal. You practice it all the time, and you preach to those guys. And in the heat of the battle, inevitably, some young man, and I changed my vernacular.
I'll tell you what.
Some young man is offside.
If you could see Coach Joe right now, if you remember the Cowboys games when the veins were popping out of his neck.
Oh, I can't stand it.
Here's Smoker. And a touchdown, Arizona. There's Sia Burley. What another great catch for Burley. And he has shown tonight that he can catch a lot of different balls.
He sure has. He caught another one stretched out there. That was just an outstanding catch. I don't care who you are.
Well, the scoring is definitely heated up here in the last couple of minutes.
Yeah, I bet you Dallas pays more attention on this extra point.
7-yard touchdown catch for Burley. And the extra point is good. So with 7:57 left in the third quarter, our new score 28-21. And we'll take a quick timeout. Rattlers up 7. You're watching Desperados football on Metro Sports.
In February 2009, TV stations will broadcast exclusively in digital. Every TV that's hooked up to cable will still work just fine. If you get TV through an antenna, you can still keep your sets working. Just call 888-DTV-2009 to learn about a government coupon program for converter boxes, or visit dtvtransition.org.
DVR?
High definition TV.
My idea.
Came from right here.
In like 4th grade.
On demand? I had that idea like 20 years ago.
I even did a sketch.
I've got a prototype here somewhere.
Super secure internet.
Yep, I designed it in my mind.
I'm an ideas god.
I'm a genius.
I'm probably sure you thought about it.
Kind of like Time Warner Cable's bundle, which was my idea. By the way, I'm not telling them what the next one is. It's a secret.
28-21, 7-yard touchdown pass to Burley. Here it is.
And here we're going to see Burley stretched out and makes a good catch, and he's in the end zone before he's touched.
Smoker now 18 of 30 for 163 and 3 touchdowns. 8 balls to Harvey, 8 balls to Burley.
A Dallas secondary, which has been revamped, is being put under pressure tonight by an outstanding receiver in Burley and some good play by Harvey.
So here's Houle to kick it away. A big game tonight so far for Josh Bush. He has 2 touchdowns on the night, playing in the absence of Will Pettis.
All right, that's good for Dallas. The ball's kicked outside the nets, which means the ball will come to the 20-yard line by rule, and that's a big mistake by the kicker. Gives Dallas excellent field position.
Well, that's hard to do, isn't it? to miss all that.
I mean, you got boards on both sides in case you kick it low. You got nets straight ahead. I always thought it was relatively hard to miss those
to
nets.
Miss all of that, yeah. Houle did it somehow.
And I usually relayed that thought of mine when the kicker came
I'm sure you did.
came over after he missed the nets.
Nash and Armstrong splitting near side. Thurman running deep. Touchdown! And the scoring fest is on. Hang on a minute.
This is a bizarre game. We might be getting another bizarre play.
Holding, offense number 40. Half the distance to the goal. Repeat the down. First down.
That's the second touchdown that Dallas has had called back. And that was the call on number 40, White. Well, turnovers and penalties have a lot to do with outcomes of ball games, and when they occur has a lot to do with outcomes of ball games.
Well, they're Thurman's numbers, 2 for 33, and that touchdown wiped off the board. So now 1st and 20. Desperados at their own 10. Armstrong in motion. Will pass to White, or Dotsey rather. He's free down to the 20. Another flag. Jerry and James with the stop, but not before White rambled for about 22, and it's another penalty on Dallas.
Well, that was Dotsey on the carry there.
Offense number 9.
And what happened
to the goal? Repeat the down. First down.
That's what we were saying. When Dotsey is at tight end, they have the ability to use that tight end screen. When he has to play center, then they lose that. Well, they threw the screen to Dotsey. A nice play. Just like the touchdown play that was called back. Now that play was for 20 some yards. It was a first down. Now that's called back. And it was a spot penalty, so it's 1st and 22 now. Dallas hurting themselves, adding to the frustration.
1st and 22. Nash in motion. Nash gets more than half of it back.
Yeah, very nice route. Nash really threatened the middle of the field and then just hooked it up. They had to respect him going deep. Delzell had good protection. And that's a deep hook there where you gain about you gain
15 on that one.
Yeah, and it was very well done to get a lot back on first down. Now you got a normal like 2nd and 8.
And the throw over the middle. Thurman's breaking away and he's gone. No flags.
And that ball was tipped. But it was tipped into Thurman's hands, just like Franklin tipped one into Harvey's hands. Now we get a little payback in a good way.
27 yards on the touchdown pass. And now we're an extra point away again from a tie game.
And here's where the not automatic extra points come into play.
So here's Hamilton to try to tie it. Kick is good. We're tied at 28. 5:13 to go. 3rd quarter. And you're watching Desperados football on Metro Sports.
Every TV set you have that's hooked up to cable will still work just fine. If yours aren't, just get on that internet and these nice folks will help you learn more.
Cable's digital pictures are brilliantly crispy, and they've taken care of all that transition stuff for us.
Turns out Verizon Fios charges serious cash for service calls. But when my bill comes from Time Warner Cable and I see they don't charge me for service calls, I get real choked up. You know, like at the end of a sports movie when the team wins. Only this time, I'm the team.
Mike.
Yeah.
You all right?
Yeah.
All right. Free service calls? Verizon Fios doesn't have them. Time Warner Cable does. Time Warner Cable, the power of you.
We're tied at 28. A game that started slowly from an offensive standpoint. Only one score in the 1st quarter. But we've had 4 in the third.
Yeah, here's the ball tipped on the line of scrimmage into the hands of Thurman. A couple missed tackles, and Thurman is into the end zone to tie the ball game. This is an extremely unusual game, and it's gonna demand that somebody hold their composure in order to overcome the frustration and win this thing ultimately.
Last 2 scoring drives, 1 play for Arizona, 2 plays for Dallas. And seen things really heat up here in the third. Dalzell now is officially 9 of 19 for 140. And Thurman's third reception, second touchdown, 3 for 58.
And had 1 call back.
Well, here's Harvey again. He is extremely dangerous. Four kickoff returns for touchdowns, including 1 tonight.
Oh, I hope the man in the white hat isn't going to call what I think he's going to call.
The referee is Dave Lambros.
I think he's going to call Pettijohn or somebody for a late hit.
After the play was over, unnecessary roughness, number 42 of the kicking team. 10-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Oh, it's a good thing I'm up here. No, it really is.
Yeah, I know how that stuff drives you crazy.
We see Will McClay here, and Will is out on the field, but he's not near as far as I would have been.
So it'll be a first down and 10 at the 12-yard line.
I saw it when it was happening. I knew he was going to call it. And now we get on with it.
Motion from Harvey, and they run the inside handoff to Robinson.
That's almost like trying to run the clock out. That's a waste of time.
That's kind of an odd call, and we've got another Desperado down. Daleroy Stewart down on the field. Looks like he might be cramping.
He hadn't played a lot this year, and he's playing his way into shape, really. He's on injured reserve for quite a while and has been active the last few weeks. So he could be not quite in the shape he needs to be in.
Well, the Desperados already have lost Reddick tonight. Well, Stewart's up.
Stewart's not hurt. He just definitely looked like a cramp.
So right now your secondary is Perry, Jones, and Franklin. Once again, Will Pettis not playing tonight. And now Thurman comes in defensively.
Yeah, Thurman now has to come in to play Jack because Pettijohn has to go play defensive line, and Dixon has to move over to the rush linebacker. And that doesn't particularly hurt the defense. Now Thurman intercepted a pass last time he was in there at Jack.
Second down 9. Sack, Weatherington. And he runs it into the end zone, but the officials are going to say that he's down. And Smoker lost his hat.
Officials are talking about it. One wants, I think, signal touchdown.
Well, and in the end zone, we're having to separate the mascot from Steve Edwards. And now they are going to rule a fumble recovery for Dallas at the 8.
Yeah, I don't think the question was fumble recovery. I'll tell you what the question was for Atlas Harrion, the right tackle for Arizona. He thought, and he's not far off here, he thought Weatherington was offside. Weatherington made the sack and caused the fumble. And on the replay, Weatherington got off on the ball extremely well.
And now the Desperados with a substitution issue here. They're trying to figure out who they want on the field. Now Nash comes in.
Well, You would,
14 on the play clock.
I think Nash must have been in the restroom because he knows when they got the ball, he's on the field.
3:40 to go in the third. We're all tied. Dalzell dumps it. Dotsey's got it. And now we've got a flag for, looks like a late hit on Dalzell.
This is turning into flag football. From the standpoint of people jawing at each other.
Personal foul, roughing the passer.
The officials are involved in this now.
Blow to the head.
Taj Hawthorne
After this
is
is
the
to
player
the
that
goal.
was joined,
Automatic first down.
trying to get back to Dalzell. And of course, you're never going to get there.
And when the players start jawing like this, and it was a late hit, and that ball should have been caught by Dotsey, but the officials have no choice but to start throwing touchy flags to get the game under control when people are jawing.
Thurman, Armstrong, and Nash, your receivers, all left. And there's the toss to White, and he's upended. Hello.
Now that could be a flag on Gaines, because he helped White a little extra get in the stand. The game is not out of control, but we can see it from there.
It is definitely getting chippy out there.
Yeah, like I said,
you can
the
see
game's
from the
not out of
replay there or
control, but
not.
we can see it from here. This thing is got frustration all over the place. It's got ragged play.
Well, I'll tell you this, but it sure has put the fans back into it.
Yeah.
Dalzell dumps it for Nash.
And
there's a flag.
And that was the defensive back grabbed Nash as he was going into the corner for a touchdown. Looks like number
Pass
20.
interference, defense number 21.
Chris McKenzie,
After this is to the
the
goal.
guilty party.
Automatic first
And
down.
again, McKenzie moving into the starting lineup tonight with the injury to Isaiah Trufant.
And you can see, you couldn't quite see there on the replay when he grabbed his jersey. And Trufant is one of their better defensive backs. McKenzie is in the lineup because of Trufant's absence on the active roster.
First and goal from the 3. Trying to break the tie. And it's incomplete.
Almost intercepted in a bizarre play. It was kind of a half rollout kind of by Dalzell trying to hit the man in the flat, and it was tipped. Here Dalzell goes to the added. Wasn't a real well-executed play. That's fine. It's second down now and still on the 3-yard line.
Dallas with a 17-game home win streak. League record is 19, set by Orlando back in the mid-90s. Dalzell pumps and dives for the end zone. Great fake by Dalzell.
It was very good coverage by Arizona. There was no one, absolutely no one to throw to. But Dalzell kept up the image like he was going to throw. And then was able to slide into the end zone before getting hit. To not only score a touchdown, but also to protect himself. That's Clint Dalzell is not known as a scrambling quarterback.
No.
But he has scored a few times when he has to.
Hamilton's kick is good, and our new score 35-28 with 59 seconds left in the third. Pretty good crowd here tonight, Coach, and we'll take a look at the replay here. The fans really getting into
Here,
it.
notice it's a half roll, and there's just no one to throw to. He escapes Gaines and gets into the end zone before Williams can come up and hit him. And so, very nice play by Dalzell, making something of nothing.
Big sack for Colston Wetherington on that drive, which made that one possible. He's had a huge game.
And we wouldn't have expected that, considering he went down the first series of the game with an apparent knee injury. Went into the locker room, got checked out. We saw him. You noticed him walking around on the bench area. Then he came back in the game, and he's got a few sacks now in this game to really jump up the list in the league statistics. He's already the all-time leading Desperado sack producer.
Arizona, once again, we mentioned this at the Open, guaranteed their season ticket holders that they'd make the playoffs. Now, do they know something that we don't know? I guess, 12 teams make it. You only eliminate 5 in the regular season.
I've never heard of that before.
But they must have done a lot of studying before they decided they wanted to do that and said, no, our chances are pretty good that we're going to make it.
Yeah, if they don't make the playoff, then the ex-general manager will be able to tell you.
Yes, he will. Hamilton's kick. Brandon Harvey. And right on top of him, that's David Dixon. No, check that. Josh White.
Well, one more yard, and the return man would have been out of the end zone, and then the tackle would have been on the 1-yard line. That time it was 1 yard deep, and they get a touchback. Again, the rules in the AFL are that the return man doesn't have to get out of the end zone. He has to make an attempt.
There's your penalties. 12 on the night, 7 on the Rattlers, and 5 on the Desperados.
I think some of those penalties, though, are key penalties. Certainly 2 against Dallas.
Harvey's wide open. And down at the 24-yard line.
And the reason that he was wide open was because when Smoker looked to the left, we had 2 receivers, 2 defensive backs on the receiver, and that left Harvey running down the middle of the field wide open. Franklin had to come over and make a touchdown-saving tackle.
And that's going to be the final play of the third quarter. We've got a good one tonight. Rattlers led at the half, 15-14, and a big third for the Desperados. And they now lead at 35-28. We go to the fourth. Right back with Desperados football on Metro Sports.
You know, if I had AT&T Uvers, I could only watch one HD show at a time. Do you know what my little angels would say if they couldn't watch their movies in HD because Daddy was watching the playoffs? Girls? That's not good. Thankfully, I have Time Warner Cable, so we can watch a different HD show on as many TVs as we want at the same time. And the girls are happy, Daddy's happy.
More than one HD stream? AT&T Uverse doesn't have it. Time Warner Cable does. Time Warner Cable, the power of you.
Every TV set that you have that's hooked up to cable will still work just fine. But if you get TV through an antenna, you can still keep your sets working. Just visit dtv2009.gov and some real fine folks will help you learn more. Or call 888-DTV-2009 to learn about a government coupon program for converter boxes.
People who have AT&T's Uverse TV have discovered a problem.
Honey, I'm trying to watch the game.
Well, I'm trying to watch my movie.
My game.
My movie.
Game.
When one TV set gets an HD signal, the other doesn't.
Game.
Movie.
Game.
Movie.
But with Time Warner Cable's digital service and advanced fiber network, you can enjoy free HD programming in as many rooms as you want.
My game.
My movie.
Time Warner Cable.
This is an AT&T bill. It's complicated. It's like a puzzle that's not fun to play. Bills don't have to be this complicated. That's why I have Time Warner Cable. Their bills are simple. Who can understand something like this? You'd have to be like some sort of genius. Hey, Martin, what is an AT&T subscriber line charge?
You're me.
Martin doesn't know. Martin did my taxes.
Simple bills? AT&T doesn't have them. Time Warner Cable does. Time Warner Cable, the power of you.
Fourth quarter just underway. Smoker to the end zone, incomplete.
That was a very nice play by Jermaine Jones. That's a tough route to cover, especially when someone as good as Burley is running it. You can see Smoker here going back. Burley went down the middle of the field, headed to the corner. Jermaine Jones plays it really well, and the ball was bouncing around. Boy, Wally, I just love when 3 quarters are up.
Oh, I know. It's your favorite part of the game, your little YMCA stint. Actually,
Me,
the fans love
me
it,
and
too.
10,000 other people.
And Colston Weathergen with his helmet off at midfield.
Yeah.
So funny.
Arena football entertainment.
Second down. Crossing route. Incomplete. Todd DeVoe was the receiver in front of Bobby Perry. And DeVoe has been pretty much invisible tonight.
You're going to see a nice hit here. It's a nice hit, but really it was a missed ball.
So third down and 10. Desperados up 7.
DeVoe, the wide receiver, has got to come up with that one. That was more a drop than a hit.
He may have been shut out tonight so far. They don't throw to him very much. Here's pressure. Smoker steps up and tripped up. Thurman with the tackle, and it'll be fourth down and about 7.
I think the pressure was put on there by Duke Pettijohn right here coming off the corner. The Smoker just gets out of there, and then Thurman, the starting wide receiver, who has to come in and play jack linebacker, came up and made the tackle. Very nice play because now it's 4th and 6 and a key play in the ball game.
A long 6. Motion from Burley. Caught. And it looks like he got the first down as Jones had him. Now a late flag. And Thurman's shaken up.
After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct, defense number 9. Half the distance to the goal, automatic first down.
Well, whatever Thurman did to get the penalty, he hurt himself. All right,
still down.
And this was well played. This fourth down play was well played by Jermaine Jones. He sensed that they were going to run a little curl route trying to get the first down. And he came up and made a nice tackle, but they gained about 7. It was 4th and 6.
Quick timeout, 35-28 our score. 12:45 to go third. And you're watching Desperados football on Metro Sports. Well, we're back to action with 12:43 to go.
We got Burley, John with Thurman. We got more John going on in this game than I've seen in a long time.
Smoker, the quarterback. Plenty of time. Touchdown. DeVoe with the catch.
And you give receivers that much time to run around the back of the end zone, it's hard to cover. And that play was caused by the good protection.
5th touchdown of the year for Todd DeVoe out of Central Missouri State. He's a rookie. Another one of the young players on this team.
We haven't called his name very much tonight, except for the drop pass, actually.
9 rookies and 7 second-year players on this team.
Again, the all-important extra point in arena football.
Eric Houle, the kicker, out of the hold of Matt Salk. New backup quarterback just signed this week. And we are deadlocked again. 35 all the score, 11:48 to go in the 4th. And you're watching Desperados football on Metro Sports.
Turns out Verizon Fios charges serious cash for service calls. But when my bill comes from Time Warner Cable and I see they don't charge me for service calls, I get real choked up. You know, like at the end of a sports movie when the team wins. Only this time, I'm the team.
Mike.
Yeah.
You all right?
Yeah. All right.
Free service calls? Verizon Fios doesn't have them. Time Warner Cable does. Time Warner Cable, the power of you.
So did it hurt?
No. They use lasers. It's totally painless. And my doctor said I'm going to have 20/10 vision, like an eagle.
Yeah, I think the game is on.
Very funny. Football's over. What is this, like a DVD or something?
It's an AFL game. Come on, we wouldn't do that to you, man.
Yeah, relax, man. Here, have some more dip.
I'll gladly eat some more of this. This stuff's blowing my mind.
Catch
Watch all the football you've been missing. Watch Russell Athletic ESPN Arena Football on ESPN2 and ESPN2 HD all season.
11:48 to go. We are deadlocked at 35. Another exciting football game tonight at the American Airlines Center. Here's a look at the touchdown.
And again, look at the protection. Smoker's able to hit the bow on a cross right. He came from far left over to the far right. Well, it'll be interesting to see how this pans out, since Arizona has scored 60 points in every one of their 4 wins. In their 6 losses, they've been under 60. They're going to have to go some to get to 60. I'm going to be curious. And I'm curious to see if Dallas can tighten up some and keep. They've been giving up 45 a game. So we just kind of see how these averages play out.
Josh Bush is deep for the injured Will Pettis this week. Pettis says he'll be back next week, believes he will. This one might be returnable again. He's got some room. And Bush makes the 10. Poole's done that a few times tonight, Joe, where his kicks have been low liners, and that has given Bush a chance to make some hay.
No, they're not particularly good quality kickoffs. But other than the first kick where Bush ran it back for a touchdown, they've done a pretty good job of containing it.
Well, let's see if the offense can stay hot as they've come to life here in the second half after just a 14-point first half.
Thurman went out of the game a little while ago with some kind of injury, but he's back in now as one of the 3 receivers.
And Thurman on the near side, he's open. Great catch at the 24, then shoved out of bounds by Williams.
Thurman wanting to go after Williams. Thurman needs to relax a little bit. Here's Dozell dropping back, and that's just a good route. Thurman's got good speed. Came down, sat down right on the sideline, and Dozell hit him with a really quality play.
It's been an interesting, gritty game tonight, as both teams have been in each other's faces. Here's motion from Thurman.
Well, Dozell used a double count, a long count, hard count, whatever you want to call it. The defense jumped offside, so they blew it dead.
So this will bring it down to the 21.
Neutral zone infraction, number 90 of the defense, causing the offensive player to lift up. 5-yard penalty, still first down.
Been a couple of years since they played each other. Desperados won that game, 54-46. Rattlers actually won here the first time they played in Dallas. Trip receivers to the right of Dalzell. Another flag on this play, and this one's probably coming back as Dalzell.
Where the flag was thrown, it's usually holding.
Holding. Offense number 96, 10-yard penalty, still first down.
That one on Callahan. Jeremy Callahan, who is, again, the cousin of Clint Dalzell.
He's dropping back. Yeah, that
wasn't much. Didn't look,
there wasn't much there, but oh, those striped shirt guys.
Flag happy tonight. So with the penalty, it's now 1st and 15 with the ball on the 19-yard line. In a tie game at 35. Dunk to Dotsey, he's got some room. And flipped by Eric Williams.
Oh, I saw in the snap there, I saw the wide receivers block, and I didn't know what they were doing. Thought it was a run, but then dumped the ball off to Dotsey, their tight end, coming across with the wide receivers blocking out there. Somebody didn't block Eric Williams, but nice play. That's the capabilities of Dotsey at tight end.
So he gets 9 back on that play, 2nd down and 6. And this will be Thurman in motion. End zone for Thurman. And another flag on the play. This is going to be first and goal for Dallas.
Now we've got an Arizona player hurt.
Chris McKenzie, now he's up.
Pass intended for Andre Thurman.
But Dallas will be knocking on the door now
Pass
after this
interference, defense number 20. 10-yard penalty, automatic first down.
correction. 10-yard penalty on that. So it won't be first and goal, but first down.
Well, you see Dozell, good protection, and he throws it to the corner. And I think that was pass interference. I think it was close. And I understand how the official calls that kind of play. To me, pass interference is the toughest penalty to call for an official. The toughest penalty for coaches to accept.
Well, there's so much for the back judge to look for in terms of,
and it's such a bang play. It's not like holding where you grab somebody and you pull them to the ground or something. It's bang, bang. Tough to call.
Nash in motion. Here's the pitch to White. Cuts it up. He's got room. Touchdown, Josh White.
Now that should equate that should negate some of his losses. And that should put him into the top 10.
Fourth rushing touchdown of the year. Josh White.
Josh White's needed 1 yard to go into the all-time rushing, number 10 spot of the all-time rushing list in the Arena Football League. Now he had some gains and some losses earlier. That run certainly should take him into the top 10.
Hamilton's extra point. Sanders holds. And with 7:54 to go, a 7-point lead for the Desperados. You're watching Desperados football on Metro Sports.
Ed just had Verizon Fios installed, didn't you, Ed?
Yep.
Took like, what, 6 hours?
A little over.
It ripped up your yard.
It's a mess.
Hey, Ed, any extra fees?
On top of everything?
Huh?
Yep.
Extra fees?
Yep.
So it was a big mistake?
Yep.
You're crying on the inside, aren't you, Ed?
Oh, yeah.
Who warned you not to switch, Ed?
You did, Mike.
I did, didn't I?
Sure did.
Don't be, Ed.
Easy. Verizon Fios doesn't get it. Time Warner Cable does. Time Warner Cable, the power of you.
People who have AT&T's UVerse TV have discovered a problem.
Honey, I'm trying to watch the game.
Well, I'm trying to watch my movie.
My game.
My movie.
Game.
When one TV set gets an HD signal, the other doesn't.
Game.
Movie.
Game, game, game.
Movie.
But with Time Warner Cable's digital service and advanced fiber network, you can enjoy free HD programming in as many rooms as you want.
My game.
My movie.
Time Warner Cable.
Wally Lynn, Joe Avazana with you. A rowdy American Airlines Center tonight. Fans are into this one.
They really are. And here's the throw, and he breaks a tackle there. He's a big, powerful man.
Josh White's fourth rushing touchdown of the year gets the Desperados to 42. 28 second half points so far. We've still got 7 minutes and 54 seconds to go. And this one certainly does have that last possession feel, doesn't it, Joe?
I'm not sure what this one feels like. It's been such an unusual game. It hasn't flowed in a natural way. The resilient team is the one that's going to have that best chance to win.
So Hamilton to kick it away. Brandon Harvey is deep. He's had a big game tonight, couple of touchdowns.
He'll kick this one deep.
Off the net. Little move on White, and Pettijohn wraps him up at about the 11. So here we go, 1st and 10. And Jeff Smoker has played very well for Arizona tonight. His first start back in about a month and a half after the injury to Lane Campbell, who got hurt last week.
Well, he hadn't turned the ball over, and that's a good start. If you don't turn the ball over, you're going to have a chance. Put your team give your team a chance to win, and Smoker's done that. I don't think he's a great quarterback, but he's played solid.
Inside handoff. Here's room. Nice run there for Robinson.
There goes my theory of just wasting time.
Jermaine Jones on the tackle, and that's going to be a first down.
He ripped through there without much, without many people touching him, really.
Out to the 22-yard line. Once again, the Desperados at 9-1. Philadelphia, which was undefeated until 2 weeks ago, they've lost 2 in a row. And now Dallas with the best record in the league by themselves. More flags on the field. And Philadelphia comes through here June 7th.
Offside.
That's the
Defense
only loss
number
Dallas
92.
suffered was the game at
5-yard
Philadelphia.
penalty. Still first down.
They didn't play very well at all. Found themselves down 21 early in that game. He could never recover. But Dallas and Philadelphia in the same division. That will be a big game on June 7th.
And if Dallas doesn't stay on top here, it'll be even a bigger game.
First down, another inside handoff to Robinson.
Chris Robinson on the carry.
And a pickup there of about 2.
Arizona doesn't want to give Dallas a whole lot of time with the ball.
Well, this game has moved rather rapidly for an arena game.
Yeah, when you run that kind of plays a couple of times in a row like that in this series, you're trying to run some clock. You're not trying to run some clock, you are running some clock. There's just 6 minutes left in this game. And Arizona's not in a hurry.
Second down 2. Motion from Harvey. Underneath to DeVoe. And it looks like he'll reach maybe the, where they're going to mark it here. It's very close. First down.
Well, here Harvey's going deep, and he's covered.
Well, I tell you, we haven't seen or heard much at all from Sia Burley here in the second half.
Not in receptions and effectiveness, and it hurt Dallas, that's for sure.
As it's been a lot of Harvey. Well, we've got a timeout on the field.
And that's the rest of the story.
42-35 the score, 5.5 left. You're watching Desperados football on Metro Sports.
Every TV set you have that's hooked up to cable will still work just fine. If yours aren't, just get on that internet and these nice folks will help you learn more. Cable's digital pictures are brilliantly crispy, and they've taken care of all that transition stuff for us.
Turns out Verizon Fios charges serious cash for service calls. But when my bill comes from Time Warner Cable and I see they don't charge me for service calls, I get real choked up. You know, like at the end of a sports movie when the team wins. Only this time, I'm the team.
Mike.
Yeah.
You all right?
Yeah. All right.
Free service calls? Verizon Fios doesn't have them. Time Warner Cable does. Time Warner Cable, the power of you.
Reminder that you can catch the Desperados Metro Sports games and other features on Time Warner Digital Cable Video on Demand. Simply go to channel 634, choose Desperados, and pick your program, and away you go. 5.5 left.
And away we go. Now, who was that?
Now, you stumped me on the Harvey one. I just couldn't put 2 and 2 together.
No, I know, and then on away we go. Now, that you got to know.
That's Johnny Carson or something.
Jackie Gleason.
Jackie Gleason.
That's before your time.
You're showing your age now.
No, I know it. Oh, now you're going to give me that was before your time.
Well, I couldn't believe you hadn't seen Blazing Saddles when I threw out the voodoo that you do against New Orleans.
You're right. You got me on that one.
All right, first down and 10 at the 17. And Harvey in motion. 7-point game. To the end zone. He's open. And another touchdown for Trendon Harvey.
And here's where depth has played another part. That route is normally covered by Jermaine Jones. Jermaine Jones is out of the game. Bush is in there. He's a receiver having to play defensive back. And here Harvey is just wide open.
So another touchdown for Harvey. And we're an extra point away from being tied once again.
I would really like to know. Jermaine Jones is standing over there. I don't know why he wasn't in the game.
We're tied again, 42-all with 4.5 to go. And you're watching Desperados football on Metro Sports.
You know, if I had AT&T U-verse, I could only watch one HD show at a time. Do you know what my little angels would say if they couldn't watch their movies in HD because Daddy was watching the playoffs? Girls? That's not good. Thankfully, I have Time Warner Cable, so we can watch a different HD show on as many TVs as we want at the same time. And the girls are happy, Daddy's happy.
More than one HD stream? AT&T U-verse doesn't have it. Time Warner Cable does. Time Warner Cable, the power of you.
DVR? High definition TV.
My idea.
It came from right here.
In like 4th grade.
On demand? I had that idea like 20 years ago.
I even did a sketch.
I've got a prototype here somewhere.
Super secure internet.
Yep, I designed it in my mind.
I'm an ideas god.
I'm a genius.
I'm probably sure you thought about it.
Kind of like Time Warner Cable's bundle, which was my idea. By the way, I'm not telling them what the next one is. It's a secret.
Well, we had a 29-point first half. And this half, 55 points scored in the half. So the offenses really have turned it on in the second half, Joe.
And we really thought they would because we hadn't seen a first half like that where each offense only scored one touchdown. The other touchdowns for each team were scored on kick returns.
17-game home winning streak, somewhat in jeopardy tonight.
And control of the conference in jeopardy. That's another show that's been on a long time.
Okay. Now I know that one. I think I know that one.
Anybody of any age knows that one. But here we go with 4.5 minutes left. There's no telling how many points can be scored in that period of time.
Eric Cool to kick it away. Another low liner. Hits the iron.
Hits the iron. Outstanding play by Armstrong. Saved the touchdown. When the ball hits the iron, it's anybody's ball, and you can't practice it. Nobody can do anything about it. You just have to run, get on it. That ball came all the way across the field and giving Arizona a great chance to score a touchdown.
That was about as weird a bounce as you'll see. You're right, because it went to the left corner of the end zone, and Armstrong recovered it in the right front.
And that's probably the fastest guy on the team, so his effort and speed contributed to saving a touchdown.
First down, Desperados. Tie game. Quick pass.
Touchdown.
Armstrong running away.
Like I said, the fastest man on the team. He saved the touchdown. Then he just broke a tackle and scored a touchdown. Wonderful series for Armstrong.
47-yard touchdown. Breaks the tie again.
And Anthony Armstrong, young man that came and was on the practice squad, kind of a walk-on kind of guy, earned his way into the little playing time last year, earned a starting position in preseason this year, and has been extremely valuable as a receiver with great speed and kickoff coverage. Outstanding young man in his production this year.
Hamilton's extra point, missed it. Uh-oh.
There you go, sports fans. It's arena football where the extra point is not guaranteed, and at this point of the game, it just means everything in the world. Now that throws the game out of kilter. It just throws it out of kilter. Now you got field goals coming into play and two-point conversions. We have just started to see all the fun here.
This last 3-11 is going to be crazy. Remy Hamilton, he was 9 of 9 on extra points last week, and 7 of 8. That's the first one he's missed.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't take much to miss. In the NFL, if you're kicking extra points, you better kick 98%, 97, 98% for the season if you're going to last very long. In the Arena Football League, if you're in the 70s, there's a good chance you've had a pretty good year. That's the difference between kicking in between 18-foot posts and 9-foot posts.
Well, we've got 3 minutes, 11 seconds to go. And
now, will Dallas onside, thinking that, okay, if they score, then Dallas will get the ball back with more time?
This is where the chess match gets
it starts.
Really interesting. Right.
And I don't think that's going to take place right now. I think he's going to kick it away.
Well, once again, we've seen Harvey. He's really good. Got one return tonight, the last play of the first half, on a missed field goal. Really high kick by Hamilton. Way up high off the net.
Very good coverage.
And you got it, and you really do got it. You can see right there the difference in the way that Hamilton kicks versus the way that Houle kicks it, and how it gives your team a chance to get down and cover.
With the athleticism that Dallas has, you kick off like that, it's almost impossible to block them and get a return. Outstanding, and that's why Dallas leads the league. Hamilton does kick off well, and they are very good athletes. You know, surprisingly, that's the only reception that Armstrong has tonight. But it was a big one.
Smoker. Harvey up to the 20, and it's a first down. 15 on that play.
And Jermaine Jones is back in the game as a center fielder. So you've got your starting lineup, and right here, had enough time. He just picked out the open receiver. The two receivers to the right were smothered by Jones and Perry, so he went back the other way and for a completion to Harvey.
They'll officially call it the 14-yard gain. And there's a little underneath route to Burley, whom we have not seen in a while.
Well, we haven't called his name in a while, and just a little throw and catch. And this thing's going to go down to 1 minute here before anything else happens, I believe. I mean, they'll get another play off. There it is right there, just a little hook. We've been saying that all night. And arena football, you can throw and catch those hooks all night, but you got to do it. Now, Smoker's had a pretty darn good football game.
Burley in motion, second down and 3, minute 35. Underneath, and there's Harvey again.
I'm surprised that Franklin's playing off so much. He's such a good athlete. And this is, as I said, it was just one more play, and it's going to go down to the last minute. And that's what Arizona wants. We talked about them running the ball earlier. They want all this clock to go away. They want to score. I promise you, they want to score on the last play, kick the extra point, and get out of here. That's what they'd like to do.
Well, both teams have all of their timeouts remaining, unlike in the first half when both teams were burning them.
And I'll be surprised if all 6 of those timeouts are not used.
Trandon Harvey's numbers now, 13 catches for 151 yards and 3 touchdowns tonight.
Not one of the big names in the Arena Football League, but shows you the caliber athletes that play in this league.
Well, this is kind of his bust out season, really. because he's coming into this one. He had 16 touchdowns. So it looks like a guy that maybe just starting to bust through in the league.
Arizona's given him an opportunity because of all the changes in Arizona. Playing young people, giving him a chance, and he's producing extremely well.
So 1 minute to go. Both teams with all of their timeouts. And in the final minute, the clock does stop on incompletions. It runs continuously outside of the last minute of each
It
half.
stops for out of bounds, incompletions, penalties like it usually does.
So you can get, look, give me a play estimate of how many plays you can get in a minute. I mean, if it's stopping, you can get a bunch of plays in 1
You
minute.
can get a bunch, and I don't have a number.
10, 12, something like that,
Yeah.
probably. Incomplete on first down. That one took 3.5 seconds. Bobby
Perry, pretty physical guy. Been playing that jack linebacker a lot. This is where Will Pettis might be in the game, and Perry be playing that jack linebacker instead of Thurman.
Second down 10. Pressure coming! And the ball's loose.
Right,
Colston Weatherington just lit Smoker up.
Arizona recovers. Wait a minute. There's a tussle for the muscle.
And the officials have already ruled Arizona football.
On that replay right there, you saw Weatherington.
Timeout. Dallas, their first charge timeout. This is a 30-second timeout.
You just saw Weatherington just smother Smoker.
All right, it's amazing what a
So
Weatherington's got him, I believe that's his third sack tonight.
That's 3 for Weatherington. That's going to push him to 9.5 on the year. And Weatherington has just had a huge game. Well, he also had the touchdown that was called back because of a penalty.
All this after hurting himself in the first series of the game, having to go to the locker room and get checked out. He was concerned that he wouldn't even be able to play after that.
Attendance tonight, 12,915.
They have really been into it. It's been a noisy night.
12,950. Third down and 18. This is a big play. Smoker, pressure, and throws it away and was just clocked again by Winfield Garnett.
Oh, Burley is he is so experienced. We'll get into this in a second here. Now look at this.
Well, it looked like from the pressure situation he was going to dump the ball.
Okay,
And
he almost got sacked. Now the defender. Well, look, Burley could have scored, but he's eating up clock by running across the field on the 1 yard line before he goes in the end zone. Just that clock is so important, and he knows it. Now the all-important extra point.
All tied at 48.
I haven't liked Dallas's effort on the extra point. I didn't that time either.
And with the extra point, the Rattlers now lead it 49-48.
That was a well done. I couldn't see what happened to the defensive back on this side because he got tangled up and he fell down. Burley was all alone.
From our angle, when we're down low, it looked like the ball went into the stands. I thought it went into the stands.
Yeah, there was some contact, and the Dallas defender went down, and Burley was all alone, and that's why he was able to mess around with the clock there by running sideways on the 1 yard line. There's not many players in this league that would have thought of that. Really, that was when I saw that. That's incredible.
Well, reminds of the game between the Eagles and the Cowboys, and now the running back for Philadelphia's name escapes me.
Westbrook.
When he broke through and then went down and took a knee at the 1 yard line against the Cowboys. instead of going into the end zone.
No, you
Run out
love
the
when
punt.
you love to see stuff like that because it shows the mental aptitude of some of these players, and it's hard. I mean, just because other guys don't do it doesn't mean they're bad or they're wrong. But when you see that, that's exceptional thinking.
Well, we've got 31.3 to go. A 49-48 game. Don't forget the 2-point conversion that Arizona pulled off right before the end of the first half.
Because of the missed extra point, it comes back into play now.
Very well played game for Arizona, who came into this one with a record of 4-6 under first-year head coach Kevin Guy. Here's a squibber, and here's room for Bush. And he has really hit hard at about the 18-yard line.
It's a good call by the official here. The man that was coming to make the tackle got hit in the back by a Desperado player, and it was a good call.
On the return, illegal block in the back. Kick receiving team number 6. Half the distance from the spot of the
I'd
foul.
like to boo and
First
I'd
down.
like to complain about the officials, but on this particular case, the officials are correct, and so you just put it. Fortunately, it's still a short field, so you can still get there in 26 seconds.
Well, they're 41 yards away from the end zone. 26 seconds to go.
2 timeouts, so something's going to happen on the last couple plays of the game that will allow Dallas to win the game or lose the game by not making the play.
Well, here we go. Thurman in motion. Dalzell pumps, looking deep, throwing deep.
Or maybe it'll happen earlier.
What a play! Armstrong and Dalzell, 41 yards. And now you start saying to yourself, okay, was it too quick?
Well, now Dallas has to stay on the field and go for 2. Because it's a 5-point game.
And I'll tell you, Dalzell had great protection on that play.
And I say that, here's the thought, there's 2 thought processes. You could kick, if you think you can kick the extra point here, you could kick it. Take your chances on whether they could score a touchdown in 18 seconds and whether they would make the extra point. All right, that's one way. Now, if you stay on the field and go for 2 and don't make it, and Arizona scores in 18 seconds, then they win, period, just by scoring a touchdown. So, in actuality, I'm glad Coach McClay is the one.
What, yeah.
And
you painted several scenarios for us, and
I
I'll paint
would,
one for you. I'm not sure why the fans decided that this
either
was
way,
time to throw balls
either
on the
way,
field.
Arizona has to score a touchdown in 18 seconds.
So you got to go for 2. Right?
Well, but the
No
extra
reason not
point
to.
in arena football isn't guaranteed.
There you go. That's true, too.
And so it's not quite as obvious.
Well, how about we just watch and see what happens?
And this could open up, if they make it, this could open up Arizona scoring and going for 2 for the win.
Yep, that's true. Here we go.
Yeah,
Dalzell.
That's what they run. They're going to call, I'll bet you they call an illegal pick on Dallas. It was too wide open.
Well, the officials are huddling.
Yeah,
I think you're
I
right.
think that's
I don't think
they
there's
almost
any
have to
Multiple
call.
fouls on the play. Illegal defense out of the box, linebacker out of the box on the defense. Pass interference, offense number 82. Those
Yeah.
penalties offset, replay the try.
Well, that's why the guy was. That's why the receiver was so open, because Nash interfered with the defender as he was crossing to try to open up the receiver.
So we'll do it all over again.
And no clock runs on the extra point in the last minute. Every other time the clock runs on extra point.
Three receivers to the right, and now Nash is going to come in motion. Up top, incomplete.
Miscommunication, not even close.
So we now have.
See, now, if Arizona scores, game's over.
5-point game with 18.3 to go. So what a barn burner we've had tonight in a game that started slowly. Again, just a one touchdown in the first quarter. 15-14 at the half. Now we're on the verge of mid-50s, maybe even 60 for one of those teams.
You know, I understand going for two. I do understand it. But by gosh, I understand also if you kick that. Either way, the Dallas defense, which has been the strength of their team all season, has to now. Arizona will have probably 2 to 3 plays at the most, because if they run this out of the end zone, then there's some time going to come off the clock. There'll probably be about, if he doesn't score,
3 or 4 seconds here.
There'll be 13, 14 seconds, maybe 12. So you're going to have 2 or 3 plays left. That's plenty of plays to score if you're Arizona.
And they've got all 3 of their timeouts.
Going to have to come up with a big sack by Weatherington or an interception.
Here we go. Hamilton's high kick once again. Caught up in the net.
That actually helps Arizona, I think.
No return on the play. It'll be first and 10.
If Dallas covered kickoff so well, their field position wouldn't have been very good anyway. But now no time runs off the clock. They get it on the 5.
Well, here we go. The final 18.3.
They have all 3 timeouts, so this is going to last a while. They could throw little hook pass. They could throw a hook pass over the middle, call timeout.
And again, Dallas with a 17-game home winning streak.
And now Arizona, they'll be throwing in the end zone here, unless there's a turnover. They'll be throwing for the win.
Motion from DeVoe, and we've got flags.
They got Colson Weatherington for the same thing that Arizona wanted him to be called for earlier in the game, I believe. The offensive man may have moved.
And Weatherington's trying
offside,
to straight his
defense, unabated, number 55. 5-yard penalty, first down.
3 sacks tonight.
Yeah. And that's not a terrible major thing, bad thing there. You're still going to have to defend.
He's working on that opposite side against Steve Edwards, who was inserted as a starter this week for Steve Mascoro. First down.
Harvey in motion. Harvey's wide open. Way.
Well, they're going to say incomplete for Harvey.
Well, Franklin's lucky on that. He gave him so much cover, so much cushion that Harvey's wide open here. Didn't have control of it as he went over the board.
You know, that's where that instant replay is going to really help, because that's a really tough call to make right there.
So about 4.5 seconds went off the clock on that.
13.6 to go. Nail biter at the American Airlines Center. Smoker over the middle. DeVoe, 25. Breaks the tackle. Down to the 15 with 3 seconds to go.
I've seen Jermaine Jones try to make some tackles like that. That was Franklin. Missed tackle. That was really bad tackling.
Well, the odd thing was
it was not.
It almost ran out the clock.
The result. Yeah, that was Franklin on the missed tackle.
So they're going to put .9 back on. They had it at 2.6. They'll go to 3.5. Well, here's your game. There will not be any overtime tonight.
I really believe that this should be the last play. This should be the last play of the game. Not going to be any timeouts called. There's not going to be any field goals kicked.
The Desperados trying to go to 10-1.
They're going to drop back. And Smoker's going to try to hit Harvey.
Well, here we go.
Harvey in motion. I'll promise you, he's the main receiver.
Smoker has time. Touchdown, Arizona. And this game is over. Todd DeVoe, 16 yards, and the win streak is over.
The try will be from the 18-yard line.
What a night for Jeff Smoker. There you see the replay of the touchdown.
And it wasn't like he was wide open. It required, that's one of Smoker's better balls of the evening. That thing had tight spiral. It was right on the money. And he beat the defensive back. That's what arena football is. You, receiver, go down there and on there, Harvey went in motion. He was well covered. Burley was well covered.
And Dallas ends up losing at 55-54. The 17-game win streak comes to a close. And the loss drops Dallas to 9-2. Arizona improves to 5-6. And Coach, we've seen in 2 weeks now, two lesser teams that took the Desperados to the hilt.
Yeah, not only that, but see, that's why when people say, oh, it's a big game coming up against Philadelphia. Oh, how about this big game right here? They're all big games.
With the unsportsmanlike conduct penalty against Arizona, this is the extra, I guess this is the extra point attempt.
Delay of game, offense, 5-yard penalty. Replay the try.
Now, I think I've got this right, Coach, and help me out with this. Do they have to try the extra point because of the possibility that Dallas could return it for a point? So therefore, you don't kick it, right?
Oh, if they kick it, they can't return it.
All right, so you just fall on the ball.
And they're ahead, so I don't know if when the game's over.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, we did have one more play, and that's it. So the Desperados do not experience this very often. 55-54. And a lot of things to look back at from this one, Coach. The missed two-point conversion for Dallas on this end, the two-point conversion for Arizona before the half.
That's about it. Say goodnight, folks. I mean, really, it comes down to, because both sides had bizarre plays, it comes down to extra points.
We'll come back and talk about it. We'll throw it down to Drew Pearson.
See if he can make any sense out of all this.
There you go, as the Desperados lose it by 1. You're watching Desperados football on Metro Sports.
Every TV set you have that's hooked up to cable will still work just fine. If yours aren't, just get on that internet and these nice folks will help you learn more. Cable's digital pictures are brilliantly crispy, and they've taken care of all that transition stuff for us.
Turns out Verizon Fios charges serious cash for service calls. But when my bill comes from Time Warner Cable and I see they don't charge me for service calls, I get real choked up. You know, like at the end of a sports movie when the team wins. Only this time, I'm the team.
Mike.
Yeah.
You all right?
Yeah. All right.
Free service calls? Verizon Fios doesn't have them. Time Warner Cable does. Time Warner Cable, the power of you.
All
All right, here we are after the game, a tough loss for the Dallas Desperados, 55-54. And the big reason they lost this football game is because this young man standing right next to me from Washington State, a second-year player, Trandon Harvey, who had 13 catches for 151 yards and 3 TDs receiving, and then 1 on a return as well. You played football tonight, young man.
Oh, man, it's hard out there, especially coming into a rowdy place like this. Our coaches told us in the locker room, put the balls to the wall and go get it. And so, you know, I just had to go and do it.
Well, I noticed your first time in Texas, and you really made an impression here. But did you see anything in the secondary, because they had some players banged up, they made some switches back there that you could exploit?
Oh, yeah, especially when I didn't see Pettis out there. I was kind of excited, but yet sad, because he's one of the best out here, and I want to go against the best to show how good I am. But, you know, they had number 1 out there. He played well. He played in their system, and I was just fortunate to get some tip balls and some great catches. So, I mean, I give all the credit to their D right now.
I played this game a long time, and I know when you come in and upset a team like Dallas, like you guys did tonight, you usually have a good week of practice, a good week of preparation. Is that the case here?
It was exactly what happened. We had a team meeting. First of all, we have to know, because we can't go lower than what we were going, because we're falling off the ball right now. So we had a team meeting, and we talked to each other. Any issues, get them out. We come here to play.
And, of course, you guys are still alive. Now you're 5-6. You're still trying to fight for that playoff spot. But not only that, but you still got a chance to win your division.
Yeah, with San Jose out there, I wish we had another opportunity at them. But, unfortunately, we don't. And so, you know, we have our next game. We just go take it one game at a time and just go forward from there.
I know you don't know who you got next week, right?
Oh, yeah,
you worried about this one.
Oh, yeah. You know, I think it's Grand Rapids. I'm not too sure, though, but I think.
All right, great game. Trandon Harvey, second-year player from Washington State. First time in Texas. He certainly made a great impression.
Thank you.
Great job. And we'll be back with more interviews after this.
Turns out Verizon Fios charges serious cash for service calls. But when my bill comes from Time Warner Cable and I see they don't charge me for service calls, I get real choked up. You know, like at the end of a sports movie when the team wins. Only this time, I'm the team.
Mike.
Yeah.
You all right?
Yeah. All right.
Free service calls? Verizon Fios doesn't have them. Time Warner Cable does. Time Warner Cable, the power of you.
Time Warner Cable Metro Sports is the official home of the Dallas Desperados. Watch live home games and get exclusive behind-the-scenes access on Channel 185 and on demand. The Dallas Desperados are looking for a big win over the Philadelphia Soul. Don't miss any of the action starting at 7 p.m. Saturday, June 7th. The Desperados and the Philadelphia Soul, live only on Time Warner Cable Metro Sports. Your team here.
And we're back down here at the post-game show. The Dallas Desperados lose tonight 54-55 to the Arizona Rattlers. And we did have a great defensive effort, and one of the guys that gave that defensive effort was number 55, C. Weatherington. C? Disappointed, I'm sure.
Yeah, very disappointed. I thought we should have, came in here and whooped Arizona, but, unfortunately it didn't happen.
What were they doing to you? You had 3 sacks in the game. What were they doing to you to get freed like that?
Obviously, they wasn't doing nothing on them 3 plays. I got free on 3 sacks, but it counts for nothing right now. Good in the stat book, but we got a loss.
Well, you had a key play toward the end of the game, or at the end of the game here, where the officials called you for offsides. Were you offsides?
Nah, he jumped the gun a little bit. The game got kind of tight. He's looking at everything, and who can say? Official call.
Did you think you had an opportunity tonight against the opponents, the guys you were going against, to put that pressure on Smoker?
Oh, yeah. I think we have the pressure every week to put the pressure on any quarterback that plays. Just unfortunately tonight, we got the pressure there. We just unfortunately lost.
Well, you guys had a lot of penalties. How was preparation this week leading up to this football game?
I thought preparation was pretty good this week. We had a lot of injuries come up this game, jumped off sides, a lot of holding this game. It all comes in the game. We play bad. That's what you get.
Well, this season still got a little ways to go. They kind of tied up now with the Philadelphia Soul because they stubbed their toe last week. So you guys just got to continue to take care of business from here.
All right. I think we got another 5-6 games left in the regular season. we'll try to get healthy and finish up this regular season and see if we can get into the playoffs, see what happens.
This game, a loss like this, especially at home, is like a wake-up call that maybe we got to work a little harder to get ready for our next opponent?
We actually got beat tonight. We had a wake-up call when we played Philly and lost. So tonight we can blame it all on ourselves with the penalties and everything else.
Yeah. Well, good game for you, brother, and stay healthy the rest of the season.
Hey, I appreciate it, man.
All right. All right, we're going to send it right back upstairs to Wally and Coach Jeff.
All right, thank you, Drew. Nail-biter, a thriller tonight, Coach. 55-54 the final score. And let's take a look at some of the highlights from this one, and then we'll talk about some of the what-if plays from this game tonight. As Jeff Smoker had a really nice night. And we'll take a look at some of his big plays this evening. Michigan State product.
Yeah, that was a good play by Franklin, but he tipped the ball. It went up. Harvey came down with it. Those are some of the freak plays of a game.
Dalzell here.
That's when Bush, he kind of faked to Nash and hit Bush behind the coverage. Smoker, Burley made some really outstanding catches. That was one of them as he was on the ground. Dalzell here throws the ball deep.
Andre Thurman with the touchdown there.
And here, it goes both ways, tip balls. There's a tip ball to Thurman and gets it in the end zone. They had one. Dallas had one. Dalzell here can't find the two receivers to the right, so he scrambles to the left and manages to get in the end zone. Yeah, again, it shows that Dalzell can move around more than he's probably given credit for. Smoker hits DeVoe in the back of the end zone. Here's a good play. Here's the play where Josh White got into the top 10 all-time rushing in the history of the Arena Football
12 yards on that play. That made it a 42-35 game. And then there's another touchdown for Harvey.
Yeah, Dallas comes right back. Here's Armstrong, who had a wonderful night. Really made some nice plays.
And that put Dallas up 48-42. And then Barley from Smoker.
Yeah, look at Burley. He's eating up the clock right here. Very few people would have thought to do that.
And here's the deep ball to Armstrong from Dalzell. Touchdown again. And then that made it a 5-point game. Went for two, didn't get it. And then there's the game winner.
With triple zeros on the clock. And as I said, Smoker had to throw probably his best ball of the night right there.
Well, he was really good. And again, he came into this game for Lane Campbell, who got hurt last week. That's just his 4th start of the year. So give credit to Jeff Smoker, the Michigan State product, who had a really big game tonight. And the Desperados got to regroup from this one.
I really think that they're a little bit of a frustrated team right now, and their injuries and their depth are being challenged. Their injuries are really affecting some of the plays that take place on the field. And I know they're deep and they have good talent, but they're going to be tested not only by Philadelphia. If they're just worried about Philadelphia, they're going to get surprised some more because someone else will come in here that can beat them also. It's arena football, and arena football has the ability for teams to score a lot of points, period.
Well, they go away to Orlando next week, Cleveland the week after that, and then back here for the Philadelphia Soul on Saturday, June 7th. And oddly enough, that is the last team that beat the Desperados here before tonight, back on March 25th.
And those are going to be
2006.
Those are going to be two rough road games.
We'll be back June 7th.
I look forward to it,
We'll
Wally.
see you then for the Philadelphia Soul. For Joe Avisano, my name is Wally Lynn. Final score 55-54. Desperados lose it. And you've been watching Desperados football on Time Warner Metro Sports.
Turns out Verizon Fios charges serious cash for service calls. But when my bill comes from Time Warner Cable and I see they don't charge me for service calls, I get real choked up. You know, like at the end of a sports movie when the team wins. Only this time, I'm the team.
Mike.
Yeah.
You all right?
Yeah.
All right. Free service calls? Verizon Fios doesn't have them. Time Warner Cable does. Time Warner Cable, the power of you.
Time Warner Cable Metro Sports is the official home of the Dallas Desperados. Watch live home games and get exclusive behind-the-scenes access on Channel 185 and on demand. The Dallas Desperados are looking for a big win over the Philadelphia Soul. Don't miss any of the action starting at 7 p.m. Saturday, June 7th. The Desperados and the Philadelphia Soul, live only on Time Warner Cable Metro Sports. Your team here.